welcome. This is a long time coming. And by a long time coming, I mean from today. A lot of talking to Discord, which I'll post a link to if you're not in it. Well, first of all, probably everyone here is. But if you're not, you should join it. So, yeah, who's more violent, the left or the right? What do we mean by that? Who has stats? Who can interpret the stats? Do you need regression analysis or whatever Kirk's going to fucking try to retard pill with us with? That's fine. We're going to get into whatever, okay? If you want to join the panel, like two people already are in the back, you can click the link that's pinned to the top of the chat. It's also in the description. If you think about it, Andrew Musk, good to see you, StreamYard. Good to see you, myself. Good to see you, Keelan. Yeah, that time was wrong. Good to see you, Testy, who has to join. Otherwise, Testy will have the endless reputation of running. Okay, so he has to. Good to see you, Big Soda. Good to see you, Steelman. Good to see you, Chatter King. I don't know what that says. Hope it's fine. Good to see you, Clanker. There's the Discord link. Thank you, Clanker. And yeah, so who do we got here? We got Cool Kid Kirk, please. We got Dark Soda. Oh, he's angry. And we got Keelan. And we got Food Toy. Oh, we're just off to a great start.
I actually have good news, Confluence, about the thing. I recently I learned what a Markov chain is.
That's great, Kirk. I'm happy for you.
It's basically when the conditional probability of X
Kirk,
of
I didn't want to hear what it is. I'm happy that you know what it is. Well, I can look it up. I'm fully.
Let me explain.
I know you're like a
audience.
train. No, the audience didn't ask to know. The audience didn't ask to know, Kirk. Okay.
Here's the rage about lefties and righties.
Yeah.
Well, just real quick.
You are like a train. You just can't be stopped. You can be
just let me get it out of my system. Let me get it out of my system.
You have a problem. You have a mental illness.
Okay, but let me get it out of my system. Okay, so a Markov chain is when the conditional probability of X of n plus 1 within a sequence is based on the previous probability X of n in a sequence and not the entire sequence's history.
That's great, Kirk. I'm glad you got that in your system. You feel better? Feel better, bud?
Yeah.
Great. How's everyone doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well. God, my hair. Okay, my hair is not this gray. Okay, I sprayed some fucking dry shampoo in it, and it, apparently it hit a spot. So just in case anyone's hyper fixated on my hair, okay, I just have to say that I had to get that on my system. Okay, me and Kirk focus on different things.
Of course, somebody will be. Of course, there will be people fixated.
They always do. People are hyper fixated on my hair. Okay. Women don't know what it's like being a guy on the internet. Everyone's like constantly talking about your appearance. It's sickening. Frankly, it's disgusting. Okay.
Yeah, he's not an object.
Exactly. My eyes are up here, ladies. So, Futoy, you're on the right, you would say, right?
I know. I'm like middle to right.
Middle to right. And Kirk, you're like far left.
No, I'm right.
Just kidding. Yeah, and Keelan, you're basically a communist. Do I have everyone's opinion down correctly? Keelan is no, Keelan, you wouldn't say you're progressive. You would say you're kind of Marxist pilled, I suppose, right?
I
feel like that's fair.
Political compass. Every political compass test I take has me like really far left and slightly libertarian.
Okay. So like an ANCOM, if you will, in some ways. I guess that'd be more than slightly libertarian, but you're heading that direction. Big Soda dropped, but he'll be back. Let it be known that if Testy doesn't join, he's a coward because he's what started this whole business. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Okay, Testy has to join.
I'm sure.
What do you, I guess, to start off, is everyone just down party lines, I suppose, between the four of us, between, I guess, us three and Keelan? Do we think the right is more? I think the left is more violent.
Yeah, I don't have a perspective on that because I don't know statistics.
Too. Yeah,
but I do think
I've seen it from my own eyes. The left are far more violent than the right.
Well, there is a statistical argument. There is a good statistical argument.
Statistics are bullshit. Trust me, statistics are bullshit.
Because basically, when you're looking at the
statistics are wrong.
When you're looking at the people who are most violent, it's usually non-whites, and non-whites tend to be left-leaning in America.
Don't bring race into it. Come on, that's ridiculous. No, lefties, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've always said it. Nobody's more fascist than Antifa. Nobody's more violent than fascist.
This is my issue with I guess some of the studies that were posted earlier. Oh, here he is, the man himself, Dark Testicle. Dark Testicle. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's freaking buck naked. He's ready for business.
The squirrels got bad.
I'm going to preempt this because Confluence and I have definitely talked about this before. Eventually, this will turn into a J6 versus BLM talk because it always does. And
no spoilers, Testy. What the fuck?
Like, if we're just gonna argue on like vibes, like I can't really present you anything. Like I've already presented some statistics.
Yeah, but you didn't provide any contextualization. You didn't do any regression analysis.
How about you contextualize it for me?
So, can you link the statistics in the chat? Because I actually didn't click on the links. But if you link them, I'll read them and I'll give you the contextualization.
They're linked in the Discord. I feel like you want to be spoon-fed and you're giving me criticism.
Just link the things in the chat. If they're linked in the Discord,
they are in the Discord and you criticized it without even fucking clicking on them. Why the fuck would I? Why would I spoon-feed you this information and then you're hypercritical immediately when you haven't even looked into it? So I don't know why the fuck you think I owe you that.
Because even if you're right, if you don't do, even if you're right, it wouldn't matter because if you can't contextualize the statistics, they're not useful for other people. So could you contextualize them?
Why are you so hung up on statistics? They aren't accurate.
Right, and then
that's the side
I can't.
That's the thing, Testy. I feel but Testy, this is what you're doing. You post stats. And you think my bad stats is better than no stats. Well, I got news for you, brother. Shitty stats isn't actually better than no stats. They're just equal. So you're acting like I'm the one that gave stats and you're the one that gave no stats. You give bad stats. I mean, that's the same as giving nothing. Like if I posted you some shit study about like something about whatever ivermectin curing cancer, right? It's like, oh, I gave you a study. It's like, yeah, I gave you a shit study. That shows nothing, right?
The sliver of the arguments I'm trying to have, or like that the claim I'm actually making is that it's within when I'm talking about left wing, right wing. I'm talking about in the context of like domestic terrorism, and so like there are definitely stuff from the FBI and like crime statistics. If you're talking more broadly, because I agree that it can be difficult to define left and right wing like violence more broadly. This is why I'm relying on like something as close to the empirics as I can get.
Okay, so would you say you're fully agnostic on the who's actually on the actual prompt that I put this video as? Are you fully agnostic on it? I'm coming back from you, Kirk.
Well, I've already given you the definition that I'm like the context in which I made the claim and I'm having the argument. So by that,
so it's only domestic terrorism.
Well, how?
So if I did provide a stat, let's say I had one that showed like, yeah, there is a correlation, even if you mitigated other factors, that Democrats commit like 70% of homicides. You would say you don't care.
So hear me out. So specifically, I guess homicides, because yeah, even within the context of domestic terrorism, when they're talking about which side is more violent, they are referring to death toll. So if we're looking at like, I guess specifically statistics on people who have died, now I think the bait and switch that you're doing is just odd. Like when I say left and right wing, and in your head you hear Democrat versus Republican, I think that it would be like saying liberal versus conservative. Like those to me are far more like I don't know.
Those are more okay. Well, let me hit you with this. I mean, the thing is, you were talking to Ghostgate, and you didn't want it to get into an ontological discussion, and then you're saying mine is like a special definition. I don't know what else we could use because, like, I like to use the example of like Timothy McVeigh, like the Oklahoma City bomber. Like, I think you could argue that like he wasn't really that right wing, and that he was more just like anti-government. Well, but obviously, he's going to get called a far right extremist domestic terrorist, and it's like. So like that seems nebulous to me to just like look at someone and try to decide, oh, they're anti-Islam, so therefore they're right wing, or they're anti-government, so they're right wing. But if they're anti-government and it's Trump, then I guess that's left wing. Like that's like entirely nebulous. At least like who you vote for is something quantifiable. Even if the Democrats and Republicans don't always match on to right or left, they like mostly do. And I feel like at least that's something.
That's why I asked for a regression. That's why I asked for a regression analysis so he could collect all of the independent variables and determine what the dependent variable is. But the thing is, because he didn't provide a regression analysis, there's nothing I can do with the data.
That's unfortunate. I guess you can't participate in the conversation until that happens.
I just have to say, Kirk, I'm a huge fan of what you're doing. This is great.
Sit in the corner, Keelan.
Look at this on like an individual basis. And again, what I'm relying on, like this, the FBI has kind of provided, I guess, the guidance on what's considered left wing and right wing, like you would at least agree broad strokes with what I told Ghost. Like if you're anti-capitalist, you'd probably be safe to say that you are left wing, without looking. And the only way that and also again, a lot of the times we don't even have the motivations when crimes are committed, right? So we're talking in the slivers of when we have either a manifesto or like their intentions are known.
Right, but okay, but using the Timothy McVeigh example, right? He's always classified as right-wing terrorism. But even that case, I would say he killed like he skews stats depending on like what years you're looking at, because he killed like I think like a couple hundred people or something. Like it was like way more than like most events. So it'll like it's kind of like the freaking Anders Breivik of fucking Utoya in where he killed all those kids. Like that, they almost have to leave that out of stats about mass shootings in like fucking Norway because it'll like skew things so much. Because it makes them look very violent, but it's only one event really that's like causing gun violence to seem insane.
I understand that, and I've brought this up before. Like people who bring up 9/11, because I have heard, at least in some contexts, are saying, well, Islamic extremism should like be on the left, because in America, like being sympathetic towards Islam tends to be a more like left wing thing. Like I've heard that shoehorned in, but then if you take out 9/11, that's like thousands of deaths. So like on an individual basis, I'm okay discussing specifics. I don't think it is always like a neat slotting of left versus right wing. So if there are specific examples that you want to toss out, like
I gave one, and I guess you gave the other one. I was curious about, like why do we include Timothy McVeigh, but we don't include like the 9/11 stuff? Because I feel like you're kind of just trusting that the FBI is categorizing these things correctly. I think if you and me talked about any one of these, I mean, there's obviously some that we would agree on. There's some like with Anders Breivik, we'd all agree he's not obviously in America, but we'd all agree that's a right-wing extremist, or like the Christchurch shooter, right? Like there's some cases where we'd definitely agree. Yeah. But when it comes to like some other like the Islamic stuff, I can't remember if it was the Pulse nightclub shooting, if he was like an Islamic terrorist, where it's like he's shooting like I think that I might have the wrong one. It was like a gay club, but it was like some Islamic guy. And so it's like, well, it's anti-LGBTQ, which is normally right-wing, but he's a Muslim. And so he probably hates America a little bit. And so that's usually like left-wing. And so like, you seem to just be trusting that the FBI is correctly putting these things in. And I would say that trust is misplaced. Well, like why?
Well, I mean, I brought up religious extremism, but generally speaking, religious extremism is a category all to itself. Because
that's the thing though, is I'm sorry, I wasn't listening for part of it because I got a phone call. But if I remember correctly, Confluence was arguing that the problem with using the mean is that the median is actually more representative, because the means have outlier events that skew the statistics.
That's one of my arguments, is that you can have like an Oklahoma City bombing and skew it. But the other thing is even categorizing that as right or left to begin with. I would say even with religious stuff, there's a lot of people that like the Christchurch shooter, I'm pretty sure talked a lot about like religion and stuff, but that probably wasn't his like main motivation. But it gets like messy. Like Anders Breivik talks a lot about religion. So it's like, so you're just offloading the cognitive load onto like the FBI and trusting that whoever made this is correctly categorizing this. Like, it's not like they're listing off exactly how they're coming to like categorizing someone in a sweeping category of left or right wing.
Point of clarification, Confluence, which side do you think is more violent?
I think the left is more violent.
I think you can't prove that for the exact same reasons you're saying that Testicular Johnson can't prove what he's saying.
Well, see, this was my original argument. Like, I think when you start comparing like these like data sets and these statistics, and you start going off, I guess, the definitions that they use, I think the actual numbers are so messy, and like the intent and motivation behind a lot of these incidents is so messy that you can't really judge it one way or the other. And that I wouldn't make the positive claim that one side is more violent than the other, at least not yet.
I mean, so we can kind of go through and you can sort of toss out what you'd like. I just feel like, I mean, I guess it does depend. Again, I dimension for the sliver of the argument.
Futoy, you're echoing.
You're echoing. But I don't know. To me, it still seems evidence is overwhelmingly on the right wing side. There tend to be more casualties. I don't know what to say.
I guess I feel like that's a non-answer. I mean, I get what Keelan's saying. I'm trying to like start, I guess, at a baseline, because again, I'm not saying I can necessarily prove it. I think to prove it, we would need actual. That's why I came up with my thing, which I don't think data exists, unfortunately. even though it is Testy, you called it my, specialized or whatever, my particular definition, but I don't see a better way to categorize things than that. At least it would give us something that's like actionable and like not so nebulous and not so like ontological.
No, because this is going to happen throughout this entire thing. Is that every time I lean on something, you're just going to be like, well, why do you trust that? Like, what, like. I'm not trying to be skeptical.
I think I don't know if you would disagree, because you're saying that the issues I'm pointing at, you're agreeing those are real issues, like the nightclub shooter that he's targeting this, or the Canadian one. I can't remember the school in BC, right? I remember me and Ivor fought about this because in the it's obvious it was a trans shooter, so you would think left wing, which I still do, but then in the manifesto, there's like a bunch of like racial slurs and like homophobic slurs and stuff. And it's like, is this someone just doing something ironically, or is this some indication that they're maybe some like secretly right-wing trans person? Like, this stuff is a fucking mess to like figure out, because people that do domestic terrorism aren't exactly like sound of mind. They often have like scattered contradictory viewpoints. So I think to look at domestic terrorism in and of itself, I think is like a fucking shit show. And to divide that evenly into like two motivational camps of left or right, I understand. I'm not providing an alternative, but like, I don't know how you think that's kind of anything. I think that is like basically nothing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly my argument, though, and that's why Testy, like...
You don't have an argument. You're just like, I haven't done a regression analysis. You haven't said anything, dude.
Yes, I'm basically arguing what Constance is arguing, that in order to have data, you must contextualize it, and you have not provided specific parameters to contextualize the data.
I'm like in the process of providing context.
Did he post like Europa or something, Sally, or what did he post? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Testy.
Even I don't know, even the sources that these are pulled from, there are there's no universally accepted like definition of terrorism, right? There's that old adage, is like one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter, right? So like a lot of this is a matter of perspective, even when we're discussing left wing and right wing. Like I guess if it sounds like I'm not answering you, I just feel like you're not getting anything very profound. And I understand you're using this as like a criticism of like my framing, but
it's only profound. You're right. It's not. It's very jejune. But if you're going to hoist this as any type of data, then it feels like you don't understand my criticism. But it sounds like you do. So I guess, do you think your data means anything? Because it sounds like you're agreeing with all of my critiques of the data, both even critiques I didn't say, like what's the definition of domestic terrorism? But all the stuff I've said, you broadly agree with it. But then you're still like, I've presented data. And I'm like, but if you agree with all of these critiques, that basically makes the data useless. And you're saying my criticisms aren't saying anything new or profound, then you'd agree the data is useless.
No, because you're smuggling this in, saying like, oh, you're like throwing out the baby with the bathwater. It's like, oh, well, there's a couple of edge cases here and things where you can't really cleanly slot things in. Therefore, we're just going to throw out all of this. Like,
I'm saying if you put in 9/11, like you said, it would skew it entirely. If you put Islamic extremism, which is anti-capitalist and all this stuff, which would usually be left wing, it would skew the whole thing. And now I'd be the one being like, my study. I
already said religious extremism has always been in its own category. It's not considered to be.
But that's convenient for you. That's convenient for you, Testy, right? So of course you think that, because most religious extremism is going to be coming from Islam.
It's convenient for both of us because
no, it's not.
It does, because it doesn't factor into the conversation when we're discussing left or right wing. So it doesn't hurt.
It does because so many of those things that they put on are religious extremism. So many of these nightclub shootings that are in gay nightclubs, so many of these church shootings are religiously motivated, but they're included. So it only hurts my side and it only helps your side. You get to take all the Islamic stuff and take it out, and all of the Christian extremism is lumped into the right wing, and you fucking know it is.
I don't know if that is.
You can't. Okay, you can't
find
call
a Christian thing on the list.
Hold on. You can't call Islamic terrorists anti-capitalist, first of all, because they aren't, and you can't say that they're left wing because they aren't. They're right. They're right wing. They're definitely.
You think Osama bin Laden was right wing? You've read his manifesto, Keelan, as have I. You get right wing from that.
Well, this is touchy because I would say he has a conservative nature.
Yeah. He's obviously socially conservative. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. Like, he doesn't like the gays, and
which one outweighs it? If he's socially conservative, but he's I guess politically, more left wing. Which one outweighs which?
Well, that's a good question. That's why I don't know if it's super useful to lump people. That's why I think it would be better, because at least something like voting GOP or voting Democrat encompasses both. It might be reductionistic, but in a way,
it doesn't. Most people who vote Democrat are right wing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Under your no, this is the shitter. This is the shitter with you people.
If you look at the Overton window, like America is overwhelmingly right wing to begin with. All right, like overwhelming in terms of like a global sense. Compared
to Europe, like
even Canada, right? So, but
especially Canada.
Yeah, so I'm not even like using that because I think that's a poor basis for, because like it's just a poor categorization. I think.
Well, right. I mean, if we're gonna go down that path, then if we're calling like 95% of Americans right wing, then sure, most of the violence happens on the right wing, but that's retarded, right?
This is like a stupid argument to have in the first place because it doesn't matter if it's right or left wing that commits the most of that. That doesn't tell us anything, right?
Yeah, do you think Islamic fundamentalists? Do you think that they're conservative? Would that be a fair thing to say?
Yeah, see, that's what I said. I would say they're socially conservative, like Confluent.
Right. I would say they're socially conservative. Yeah.
They're absolutely conservative.
How would this be in my favor if I were to include that?
Because first of all, I don't think we should just go down social conservative lines. Again, I think if you're anti-West, you said this yourself. If you're anti-West, that's more associated with the left wing. Because it can't.
No, it's not.
Well, both.
No, it's not.
Keelan, it can't cut both ways. Is my point. You can argue on that.
Are you saying communism isn't a Western philosophy?
When I say hatred of the West, you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean when I say
isn't a Western philosophy because you know it is.
I know. I think you know what I mean when I say hatred of the West. I'm talking about how Osama bin Laden thinks of the West when he talks about the decadence that we have and our pornography and our gambling and our gayness and our divorce rates. Right? We're talking about
those
that.
Are all conservative points. Those are all conservative points. Any real Christian would agree with that.
But it can't cut both ways. That's fine, but it can't cut both ways. And you guys wanted to cut both ways. It can't do that.
I want to throw the whole thing out, and you're like, "Well, we."
But then then you have to throw out the. Then you have to throw out the Christian extremists. But your FBI study includes all of them, Testy. It includes all of them, every single one.
Oh my God! You haven't even looked at what I posted, have you?
Testy, I've read what you posted fucking years ago, brother.
Let me use an example. What about a group like the KKK? All right. Well, I
personally, MC Nemesis on Spotify.
Personally, I would consider. Oh yeah, check out MC Nemesis. I would personally.
MC.
I'm a little bit surprised. I think I'm baffled that the KKK has never been labeled as a domestic terrorist group. However, putting that aside, I think that most people would see that there's a clear link between the Ku Klux Klan and their, I guess, Christian roots or connections. Even if it's fake, even if they're whatever, there's whatever this veneer of thing. I think most people would still also accept that they are clearly on the right, even if there's that overlap of Christianity. So I think in some cases, it's what is the prevailing ideology here? What is the motivation?
Your suggestion is that they're taking KKK.
You agree or disagree with that first?
I agree with that, but are you then saying, is your implication that they're taking KKK domestic terrorism that's happened in the past 40 years and removing it because they're saying it's more religious? Because I'm telling you, that's not true.
Well, to be clear, the KKK is not considered a domestic terrorist group. I just think that
that's because they don't do domestic terrorism, brother.
They did.
I would say they
did. They don't now. Yeah, what's... Right. Yes. What do you mean? Did you ask have they calmed down?
Downtowns don't still exist.
What? Yeah, when they used to, would you consider that to have been right-wing or left-wing violence?
Right-wing.
Right.
It depends when they did it.
It's just more
it depends when they did it.
A coincidental thing that there happens to be any association with Christianity.
It's
not primarily.
I'm just saying. Do you understand? Do you agree with what I'm saying, Testy? That there's no Christian extremism, no mass casualty event that you can find that's done by a Christian that's removed from the FBI data set, which is a profound, bold claim I'm making. So feel free to fact check that. But there is Islamic cases that are removed. I'm saying that skews it. So if you want to say religious stuff is in a category of its own, that's fine. I can grant that. But that's not what the FBI data set is doing. They're taking all Christian stuff. They're putting it on the right. They're taking Islamic stuff. They're not including it. So I'm saying that fucks everything up. Because if you add one Osama bin Laden, then the whole thing would become the studies on my side, right?
I'll try and find some specific statistics on this. To my knowledge, if just because they're Christian, they're not going to override that if there's some other, I guess, right-wing trait that they may have. If the primary thing would be I don't know, racial superiority or something, then that kind of overrides, I guess, the religious aspect. And I also don't think that they just by default throw out every single like Islamic attack as like as terror or as religious terrorism.
Testy, I'm going to be honest. I think the first study that you shared only separated Islamic political violence. It did. I don't think it separated Christian political violence or any other religion besides Islam.
All right, give me a sec.
This is such a stupid argument to have. Like, it's like we're completely missing the point, and we're like, oh, we're gonna fight right versus left because that's fun. Yeah, it's whether you voted for Trump or Kamala Harris that you're violent. That's something we should discuss.
It's not that you voted for them because you're violent. It's that there's something about your character that might make you violent and might make you also vote for Kamala or Trump. And that's just true. That's just true.
It's
now
not.
Is that thing same thing violence? That's the question. But I'm not claiming that like voting is making for one person making you violent.
My overall opinion is this discussion doesn't matter. I don't think you can determine the correct answer to this, and I think even if you could, it wouldn't. I don't think you can. I don't think there is a correct answer because there are other things at play that are causing people to be violent outside of politics, specifically being right or left wing. And nobody's taking a political compass test every time they fucking kill somebody. But anyway, if you want to have a different argument of like whether someone voted for Trump versus Kamala Harris and they're violent, that's something maybe you can figure out, but that's not left versus right.
Well, no, that's what stemmed this on. That's what in the Discord, which you're not a part of. I understand that, but that's what this was because I said a more useful stat, although I don't think we have it, would be because at least you could pin it down and you could say something meaningful. Is everyone who does some type of like homicide. What do they normally vote? Are they registered Republican, registered Democrat? Maybe you could at least glean something from that if you did it per capita and see like what's going on.
Is going to be bullshit. There's not going to be a good correlation between a person's political leanings and whether they kill somebody. That's just stupid.
I think there is. I posit there is.
You think there is? Well, you have to prove that. Get me.
I know. Well, I don't have to.
Open up our studio, you fucking nerd.
I don't have to prove it. I'm openly saying I don't think they calculate the stats on this. I don't think it's out there. I think if we did it, it would be true.
Wait, that's
I don't know if it's out there.
Wait, Kirk is not even asking you for regression analysis on something that is just completely vibes based. That's crazy.
Well, it's his dad. It's his dad
for just uttering a statement with nothing behind it.
I say what I think. I'm allowed. It's free speech, Testy. I'm allowed to say my opinion. I'm not saying I should back it up with my stats.
Things made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Yeah, bad studies that are bad studies that we both agree are bad studies can be dismissed by calling them bad studies. Okay, so we're on the same level. This is what I started this discussion with.
I can determine who is more violent right now. So Confluence is on the right wing and Testicle is on the left wing. Which of you has done fighting programs? Confluence, have you been in fighting programs?
Yes.
Like karate?
Testicle, have you been in fighting programs?
That's not violent.
I have fought before, but no, I've never formally trained.
See, and I've never been in a real fight.
Never been in a real fight. How are you a man?
Wrap it up.
Fight?
How are you a man? And you've never studied any type of martial art.
No, I haven't
Confluence.
You gotta,
Confluence, I have to say, you're a neocon. You want us to kill kids across the globe, and you're part of fighting programs. And you're part of fighting programs, and you want to join the IOF. So I do think you are more violent than Testicle, and he's on the left wing. So that kind of proves his point.
Well, Confluence is on the left wing.
Oh shit! You don't want us to kill babies around the world? Oh shit!
Well, Big Soda, you're also violent because you like Naruto.
I messed up.
Oh, Keelan. So that means you're violent.
Wait. Oh yeah. Shoot, you like Naruto too as well, Keelan.
Yeah, but I'm not on either side of the political spectrum. I'm right down the middle.
You just said on every political compass you take, you're far left.
No, I'm dead center on every issue.
So there are different categorizations. Some of them looks like you're correct that they're not simply left, right, religious, or this is for the FBI/DHS. So they use categories such as racially or ethnically motivated, anti-government/anti-authority, animal rights/environmental, abortion related, which is its own thing. That's interesting. I would place that more on the right wing side of things, but that's fine. And then all.
Wait, are they? Wait, are you saying that they're saying all these things they're not placing on the right? I don't think that's
These are all
what they're
they're
doing.
all the separate categories that they use. So they use left, right, religious. They're not simply left, right, religious. There's overlapping. So they use racially, ethnically motivated.
Yeah, they'll still call something that's racially. They'll still call that right wing. And
The thing is, we don't consider people who support violent policies to be violent, even though we should.
Wait, say it again.
People who support violent policies should be considered violent people.
I tend to agree with that. Like, in my opinion, people who generally advocate for violence are people who have not ever experienced or witnessed true violence. And
stats go completely against you. The average military person is far more likely, if you're a veteran, you're far more likely to support what was happening in Iran than you are if you're like a non-combatant. And that's like most wars. That's most wars. So most people have actually either killed or seen people get killed, or actually more in favor of wars than the average person who's not. That's actually
about wars. I'm talking about like violence more broadly.
People
you probably have a respect, but Keelan's
people.
talking about like policy stuff.
Yeah, when
People
you
who kill people are okay with killing people. Wow.
Yeah, that also
Okay.
Right, but fine.
Like,
Okay, so you agree.
it's like-
So you just
people who
contradicted
get-
what you just
it's like
fucking
people who
said.
get circumcised.
Well,
They're like,
Tessie,
yeah.
to be fair, Tessie was the one who made a claim, not Keelan. But Keelan, that's a
Yeah.
good thing. Like you should, like, violence is necessary sometimes. Yes.
But Kirk, we're going to disagree on when it's necessary. That's not the discussion we're having, and I'm kind of enjoying watching Confluence and Testicle Johnson crash out.
I'm not crashing out, to be
Yeah.
clear.
Well, the problem is, Keelan, you're the only one who knows any of the math to do the stats here. I know a little bit of that,
You're the only one.
and I know less than you, and I know more than Testy and Confluence.
Kirk, you're out of your fucking depths on this one, okay?
I'm
not gonna lie.
The stats, like, I think Confluence is right that the stats probably don't exist.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just saying
It
what his
doesn't matter
dad
how much you
said.
know about regression analysis if the stats don't exist.
I could also say
That's the
that
problem.
I do think that there's no burden that I could, like, threshold that I could reach that would ever convince.
So Kirk, what we would need to do is take stats that do exist, define those as whether they represent the left or the right, and then do some analysis on those.
Yeah, that would be great. But the problem is, I don't know where to find those stats.
You know,
This is where
I
statistics
wouldn't listen
becomes
to
hard.
stats because over here, right in England, they're doing marches and protests left and right, and I've seen it with my own eyes that the left are very violent. Yeah, the right are verbally abusive, right? But the right are physically abusive every fucking time, without miss. So whatever stats you have that says different is not what I've seen in reality.
Oh, look
Man,
at this!
it's gotta
A right-wing
suck not to
person in
live
the
in a
comments
free
section is
country.
saying they want to beat Kirk's ass.
She's saying he's never got a humbling ass beating. She's not saying she will provide one. Kirk would like that far too much.
This is where
No, I would not
becomes
like
an
that.
art.
That would be humiliating for her because I would whoop her ass because she's female and I'm male and
They're
males are
both
violent.
right wing. They're both right wing.
No, I'm going to lean to rage on this
Right
one.
on, right
Normally, I
violence.
would agree with Kirk, but I think in this specific case, I think I'm leaning on rage.
I don't think it would be human. I think Kirk would get an erection because he would enjoy
I
it.
think so. Yeah.
No
Did
way.
you just
That'd be
say-
my worry.
Kirk, did you just say you would hit a woman?
If she
Oh,
hit
here
me
we go.
first, yes.
Are
The
you a
fucking
woman beater,
classical
girl?
liberals about to woke police.
Well, being a neocon, that means you
Classic-
hit the woman before
classic
she
thing.
preemptively hits you.
That's true.
Oh, I
If
guess
she
so.
puts you in a self-defense situation, absolutely.
Yeah, Big Soda's
Piers
Big Soda
Morgan.
knows exactly how to speak to the lefty side of my brain.
Yeah, I figured you'd love that one.
If anything, it would be sexist not to hit them. If you think,
Yeah,
That's true.
we all agree.
Sexist not to hit women.
But
it's a full circle. We've
but
Well, at least we all agree on something.
yeah, well, the one thing everyone here can agree on is great. But like the main thing, Tessie, is I think he would accept you if you provided evidence that you had like well-defined parameters and you found the relation between the independent variable of your political ideology with the dependent variable on violence.
I think what we would have to do is, because I think the one I initially posted was it 227 or 277?
Yeah, 277.
So we're going to have to go through every single case, I think is the only...
But it's not just going through the cases too, right? It's going through the cases that aren't even mentioned on the list. So we'd have to just look at all the mass casualties in general, right?
I don't know who brought this up. You didn't bring up gang violence,
chat,
right?
Are people talking in the chat?
No, I think Gamergate brought up the gang violence.
Wait, what was that, Keelan?
Oh my god.
I can't see the chat, and usually Confluence brings up comments when he's paying attention to the chat, but it just seems like he's not paying attention to the chat.
He's in debate mode.
Yeah,
I pulled up the rage one. I pulled up the rage one. Plus, if it's a super chat, then I definitely pay attention to it. That's true. Can we get some acknowledgement? Not enough acknowledgement. I acknowledge you, Brandon. I don't acknowledge anything Kirk wants me to acknowledge, though. But, I acknowledge Brandon, okay?
What? I didn't ask you to acknowledge anything.
I'm just preempting
Not
it,
yet.
just like the woman
not
situation. I know it's coming, okay? But
yeah, so
no.
the capitalists are definitely far more violent than any other class of people.
That's absurd. That's absurd, Keelan.
Well, I mean,
the socialists,
the people who did the Holocaust were capitalists. The people who did what happened in the Congo were capitalists.
Did they do it capitalists? Did they do it because they're capitalists? Did Germany do it because they're capitalists? Because I would argue a lot of these like commie fucks do it because they're trying to implement communism.
Also, the Nazis were explicitly anti-capitalist.
They were.
That's a verifiable lie.
They were like one of Germany's main goals of that war was to become what the U.S. is today.
Okay.
What? Germany had like such a controlled economy. What are you talking about?
The first thing they did was they killed the communists. So when people tried,
yeah, they hated the communists too. Who freaking wouldn't?
So when people say it's National Socialist, they were not socialist. They had the
National Socialism was propaganda. They were fucking politicians.
Yes.
You want to be?
How would it be propaganda? That doesn't even make any sense. The Hitler talked so much about the freaking Bolsheviks and the communists and how that's an existential threat. So why would he then cosplay? What would be the advantage of calling himself the National Socialist Party? No, he thought Germany was an incredibly controlled economy. He obviously wasn't like a communist.
You're smiling because you know that it was propaganda.
No, he was in bed with the the business owners or whatever. They all went to support the war effort. So like everything was sort of like nationalized in the effort to support the war.
And was it also socialized, dare I say?
On Wikipedia, the term National Socialism arose from attempts to create a nationalist alternative to Marxist socialism and free market capitalism. So yes, it was not Marxist, but it also rejected free market capitalism. So you can say that they were anti-communist, and that's true, but they were not capitalist.
Hold on, now I have to bring it up.
That might be true. I don't know.
I don't think it's fair to say that they called it that for propaganda reasons. I don't know who that would appeal to, given that Hitler was touting communism as like a massive like existential threat to Germany. Again, that's his idea, was to nationalize the socialism. He had a different idea of socialism, but Germany had like a robust healthcare system, right? A bunch of like public reform. A very controlled economy. Like there was a lot of like socialist elements. Obviously, is it like a pure Marxist utopia? No, of course not. It wasn't trying to be. That's why it's national socialism.
And if I'm not mistaken,
to say that word means nothing in that sense.
I did find an analysis that is more granular and in terms of its definitions of terrorism. I think this is from the CSIS.
Oh, that's a good one. Is it the CCJLS?
Wait, do you mean CSIS testing, like our CIA?
Yeah, but they're looking at like the American.
Right, I'm just shocked that you called it CSIS instead of CSIS. You live in Canada. That's crazy.
Well, I'll be wait, cards on the table. The reason I said that is I was hoping to kind of slip it through because I thought you were going to be like, "Oh, if that's Canadian, fuck you."
You thought you could get that past me?
Yeah, that's the only reason.
So,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We would agree that one of Germany's primary objectives in the war was to win at colonialism in like the Middle East and Africa. That was at least part of their goal in the war.
I think they want
hey Tyler,
Africa for sure.
And that is generally to accumulate more capital in their country from those colonies.
Yeah, you're making Alex Jones arguments right now. if we deduce this with speculation and rule out every other example, then we reduce this with speculation and rule out every other.
Tyler, this isn't even debated. This isn't even debated.
Yeah, I know it's not debated. It's fact. They are a Marxist. They're a communist movement. They're not Marxist. They are directly related to Sorel. Sorel came. Hold on. You guys have been talking. Let me give you the facts now. Sorel came directly after Marx. Sorel replaced the class struggle of Marxism with a myth. That myth became called syndicalism. He is the founder of anarcho-syndicalism. Nationalism is called national syndicalism because Gentile, somebody that Lenin praised for his deep understanding of Marx, turned around and invented fascism as a nationalized version of syndicalism. That's why the two fascist nations had the largest labor unions of anywhere in the world, Germany being one of the two. It was a left-wing workers' movement at its core, saying that just because they were nativists means their right wing is just the biggest fucking lefty cope that only people online accept as reality.
That's not how fascism started. It started in Italy.
Okay, wait. Before I will interrupt briefly, I'll let you guys go. Pause for a sec. I'll let you guys go. But Testy, I just want to say, where's the data on this? Because I'm actually interested in the CSIS thing you posted, because it does categorize stuff like the KKK and Antifa and the Google Boys and all this stuff, but there's no data. It's only like, so where's the data set? Like, it just ends all of a sudden. Like, it says how it's defining stuff and then just end notes. So like, where's the, if you have that, can you post that?
Well, the data, the studies are done by people that want the outcome. So they take things like the massive riots for months and say, oh, that's not political violence, or assassinating a healthcare CEO because you don't like right-wing healthcare policy. That's not that's not political. It's a very micro term of political terrorism that ignores 99% of political violence. Like, just the one leftist that burned down the Palisades in California did more damage than all right-wing violence in the United States in the last 100 years combined.
To be clear, this is coming from someone who probably thinks being called cisgender is violence.
There's no such thing. We prefer the term normal. Please respect my nouns and don't use that slur. It's normal.
Oh, it's a slur. Using
it is a slur.
Latin-based
I agree.
prefixes.
I agree. Oh, I'm sorry. Where did the N-word come from? That has like Latin roots, but that's still a slur, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, what's the opposite prefix to transgender? If you wanted to put the opposite prefix to transgender,
why do we have to fucking switch to trans talk again? Jeez.
Because there's a fucking mentally disabled man and woman face in here that wants to shift the topic.
Again, coming from a fragile snowflake who's triggered by literal existence of people.
Gender is a bad word. Everyone's like, what is a woman? What is a woman?
Nobody's upset. Nobody believes that you're actually.
You demonstrated that you think being called cisgender is a slur, so I rest my case.
It's all about trans people, actually.
We're talking about something different.
Right. It's trans versus everyone else.
Mel,
I'm sorry that you face such political violence and like real political violence that minorities
made that claim either, bro. Nobody made that claim either, bro. You're just making shit up.
Oh, don't hurl slurs at me.
You're having a fucking interesting conversation. You had to be like, oh, well, you probably think cisgender.
I did shit on it. I'll own that 100%.
Mel, is
to
it
be fair, he totally sprung my trap. So,
you're the trap.
And pun intended.
You're the trap, bro.
Mel, other people on the panel. Mel, is it sexist?
Go! Holy shit!
Congratulations, Keelan.
Fucking USA! 2 minutes in. Oh my!
Did you hear it, Mel? Did you hear the question?
Imagine watching soccer. That's crazy work.
Mel, hello?
No,
you know
sorry.
what? I'll stand for a lot of things, but I won't stand for insults to Keelan. All right?
What?
There's a lot of ambiance.
But like, let's be dead ass. You're not gonna get Tyler with a gotcha. He's just gonna roll with it.
Is it sexist to not hit a woman?
Wow! So look, see a leftist in chat. Look, see Exhibit A. A leftist in chat.
Muffled to anyone else, or is it just me?
No, Futo is incredibly muffled.
Why am I muffled? This is a fucking expensive mic. What the fuck?
Are you sure it's coming through that mic and not a different mic?
You may want to check your drivers and
it
see if
sounds
there's
like
a program
Apple
you have to install.
headphones type mic.
Yeah, check your drivers.
USA.
And Google to see if there's any program you need to install to like calibrate it properly.
Wait. Let me put it
calibrate.
on automatic adjust. How's that? Testing.
Oh,
You're
better.
not as muffled, but you're still quiet.
I think if you just enunciate slightly
can
better
turn
and
you
speak
up.
closer to the mic, that's the key thing.
No, but if you turn me up, I'm no longer on automatic.
Well, the volume's not the problem on StreamYard.
Wait, let me just mute and go back in here.
It sounds good now.
I think it's other people's mics.
No, it's good now. I don't know. Just leave it how it is, I think. It sounds a lot better.
What the
I
hell?
think that we moved away from my fucking awesome argument I brought in here about the Palisades fire being started by a rabid leftist doing more damage than all.
Is that confirmed?
That's
Is that
confirmed,
confirmed
yes.
that it was started
Yes.
by a leftist?
Yes, and then we have the
And that led
leftist
to all
Antifa.
fascism, nothing else.
We have the Antifa warrants that just came out of Minnesota. The arrest that just came out of Minnesota. We just got that where they were fucking threatening politicians and news people and going around and fucking attacking people and shit, coordinating to obstruct the police at federal levels and shit. Like, so we know that these people are openly violent insurrectionists against the government at every opportunity they can get. It's just gaslighting.
I do think it's interesting that you're against Antifa because I thought being American was like being against fascism, whole World War II thing.
It's almost like
stuff
the
like that.
name of something doesn't necessarily imply what it actually
The
is. That's
Nazis are
crazy.
called National Socialists. Are they socialists?
Yeah,
So-
Antifa are fascists. No, they're violent thugs.
Yeah.
Antifa.
So your
Shut up,
fucking
dude.
stupid argument's stupid.
So fascism is when you violence?
No, Antifa are violent
Oh my
thugs.
Oh, so
Antifa
fascism
are
is when you violent
thugs.
thug.
If you ask what fascism is, fucking Searcar is gonna come in here and
Yeah.
start telling
You ever
us.
heard of
I
the
give you the-
palogenetic ultranationalist minimum?
Listen, I have 11 vague points that I can line up with
That's a
literally
great
any
name.
leader that's ever existed in every country. And that's what real fascism is. If you hit 7 of these points and I can make a fucking terrible argument relating you to them, ignore that there's an actual fascist doctrine written by the guy that invented fascism as a workers' collective nationalized syndicalist movement. So he was praised
Yeah.
by Lenin for his deep
With a grain of
understanding of
salt,
Karl
of
Marx.
course. I just find
Yeah,
it
I mean-
funny that like the right has been convinced to be un-American at this point, to basically embrace fascism by hating
There's
anti-fascism.
no fascism in the United States, and they're not anti-fascist. They just call themselves that. They're just a group
Okay.
of violent people.
Deadass. Who do you think
Zero
our first
fascism.
fascist president? Who do you think our first fascist president was?
We don't.
Trump is
We've never
definitely
had
not.
one.
Trump is definitely not the most nationalist president we've ever had.
The most authoritarian would probably have been FDR, but it's not a fair scale because it was a war. He was a wartime president during the biggest war the world's ever seen. So putting a couple Japanese people in camps can be kind of looked past because it's a different circumstance.
So
What about
let's
LBJ?
talk about,
Also,
manifest destiny.
That guy sucks.
also trying to put across your point with strength and violence. I think that's pretty fascist. Am I wrong?
I don't think fascism equals. I think that we are conflating authoritarianism and political violence with fascism. When fascism was elected into power, it doesn't have to do with being a fucking authoritarian. All sorts of that was every monarch is authoritarian. Every communist is authoritarian. Like I don't understand why it's synonymous with fascism to just be authoritarian.
That's not true.
Well, Chat GTP would disagree with you.
No, Ty, you know it's not true.
Fascism isn't the only way that the right can be more violent. There's also just like anti-progressivism in general and using things like the
The
police
right
to
aren't
prevent
fascist.
progressive movements.
The right
Just like
aren't
there's a
fascist.
million ways the left can be violent, right? There's multiple ways we have to be violent toward one another, okay? For
When the
multiple
left is
different reasons.
anti-police,
Hold on.
then
You all
you're
have
less likely
convinced
to
me.
exploit something like the police.
You all have convinced me. People can be violent. Wow.
In
Yeah,
any
that's
camp,
it.
right?
Every
People
group
can
is
be
violent.
violent.
It's just like
Yeah.
when you're arguing about different religions, like Christianity doesn't endorse it in the text where Islam sometimes does. That's the same thing with right wingers are
Christianity
generally
endorses violence in the text.
not
So-
in the
so-
modern,
Not in the
not in
New
the modern
Testament. Not in the New Testament.
Yeah,
So-
not in
so
the
what-
modern way it's interpreted. And
What
sometimes
about in the
Islam
old
doesn't.
way? What about in the old way? Was Cain right or left? Was Cain right and
oh my god!
Abel left?
Futoy,
And
you
here
didn't
my
hear the tail
transgender
end
thing
of
was a
what-
derail.
You didn't hear the tail end of what
Jesus.
Tyler
Yeah,
said.
no,
I think I
that's
agree with
fair,
Tyler.
Mel.
I think I agree
That's
with what
fair.
Tyler said at the end there.
I see more ideation from the right from actually weaponizing the military against people versus just trying to militarize to achieve an objective.
I'm sorry, how many people did Obama drone strike, Mel?
I fucking knew he was going to say that.
I mean,
Because it's an
against
obvious
your own
point.
people. And no, I don't think that drone striking people in different countries.
How many people
is what
did he
I
put
mean.
in cages? How many kids did he separate from their parents? I'm sorry.
I don't think using the military against your own people is a sign of fascism. There's all sorts of governments that do that, sometimes for authoritarian reasons, sometimes for very good reasons, like a giant riot that the local police have lost control of. It is okay then to send in the military.
America doesn't
I agree with
Or some of the National Guard walk that woman into school.
I agree with the AI
exactly.
monster. My side is good, the other is
My
evil.
my point about Cain and Abel is that, like, maybe it's not
Oh my
left or right.
It was a horrible point, Futoy.
Listen,
Horrible.
if you think it's
Let him land
horrible,
the plane.
hold on. If you think it's horrible,
Futoy, you're making
you weren't
me
listening,
cringe.
and you weren't listening. So how about try listening and not wanting to
Go for it.
dismiss so much? And maybe you'll learn something. I'm here to educate. So,
Let's hear it one more time.
well, it's not one more time. I'm going to say it all.
Futoy,
Right. So my
really
point
quick.
about Cain and Abel was like saying it's violence isn't inherent to the left or the right. There's violent people and in everywhere, in every part of society, right? Look at the Crusades.
Oh, let's go. Sorry, pause, Futoy. We got a super chat. Is this Confluence's alt? Because it's the nicest thing been to me in a hot minute. $20 from Ethics. Thank you, brother. Confluence, I've only seen a couple of your open panels, but thus far I've been very impressed. Keep up the good work, brother. Oh, you're going to make me blush. Thank you. Thank you.
But Futoy, what you're saying is irrelevant because we can still
Oh,
analyze
shut up.
which
Shut
side.
the fuck up, Mel.
Futoy, even if what you're saying is true,
Get
Futoy,
him.
I heard what you're
Shut up,
saying.
Mel.
So I said,
Shut the fuck up, Mel. I couldn't
He just
get
wants to yap.
What you're saying is irrelevant. Right, let me finish. All right.
I like Avatar.
You derailed me with the picture.
Sorry.
So what I'm saying is that what we're saying, like, it's like cars on a highway. Maybe there's thousands of cars on a highway when you're going to work, but you only
deep.
remember and you only notice the car crash. That one pilot. That's what you remember, but not the thousands of other cars. Right, so what we're looking at is a couple of bad eggs on the left, a couple of bad eggs on the right, who are just
No one's making an opposite point.
So
What
here,
is the vast
explain
majority?
because I already tried once.
We're arguing anecdote against anecdote and fun on the internet.
Because I already tried once.
Futoy, your mic is gone to shit mode again.
Yeah, Futoy, we're arguing anecdotes. We're arguing anecdote against anecdote on the internet for fun.
Let
Can you
me
just let us
laugh,
have fun?
and then you can
Futoy, your mic is really hard to hear. Your mic is really hard to hear.
Your mic is garbage. Your mic is garbage,
Futoy, I can't hear. I actually can't hear what you're saying.
I can do this all night. I hear it. Go for it. Let's see who's got the
He's about to fly the plane into the building.
So brave.
Let's go.
Futoy, your mic is now
He landed the plane.
Futoy, no one can hear you. And
no one knows what you're saying. Stop talking.
Because you're talking. Because you're all talking. When you stop talking, my mic is fine. So let me have my fucking point. Let me fucking land it, or else we can do this all night.
Okay, we're going to Futoy. Well, Futoy, and then we'll bring Seth in.
Land
Okay,
it third
Futoy,
time.
and then
I'll throw it down. How much to kick it?
Mid-sentence, but to say to somebody mid-sentence, what you're saying is irrelevant. What the fuck? What kind of piece of shit are you? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, see,
Nigga,
he just
you're
wanted a chance to
Futoy,
talk
I'm
over
giving
me.
you time to
He
say your
just wanted
point.
a chance to
Not
talk
to
over me.
Your fucking
He
face is
doesn't want me
irrelevant.
to
Mel.
land my
Bro,
plane and
you're
explain
just
it's
stop
irrelevant.
talking.
You're irrelevant.
You're like,
No.
let me land the plane. Someone starts talking. You
Futoy,
start
I'm trying to
yelling
give
over
you
him immediately.
Yeah, Futoy, I'm trying to give you time to like land the plane, not to like
You didn't.
ask aspersions at
Okay.
other people.
Okay, so here's why it's irrelevant,
I
right?
want to bring Seth into it because I said
Right,
Seth.
but
So
I want my chance to
Seth be able
respond
say
because I've
something.
been trying to get in here and land my plane
plane.
Confluence.
I
So if
thought
you're
you
going to
were
give him
gonna
a chance to
let me
land
land the
his
plane.
plane, maybe you should give me a chance to
Well, I
land.
haven't landed it, have I?
Seth
Because
and Mel.
You
Seth and
definitely
then
have to
Mel.
what about me? Why can I not
You
land
had your
planes?
Confluence,
you took your plane landing time to just cast aspersions at Mel.
I have a question.
Confluence, can you not take me obviously trying to get in here before you even moderated and step over me?
Seth got in here new and tried to say something. I want to give him a chance to say
something. This is why you can't have Futoy on a channel, man. You have to mute him. He doesn't stop.
I have a question.
Oh, cool. Now we're going to do a question. Sweet.
So, Futoy rarely
moderation.
Mel joins all the time, and she doesn't apologize.
Cut my moderation, Mel.
So I think we should kick Mel and let Futoy finish his point.
Thank you very much, Keelan.
And Keelan's being Keelan's being an antagonist as usual. And Confluence is not going to do anything because he's a shit mod.
Mel, you can't call me a shit mod when you're trying to usurp my mod. Okay, I'm trying to give it
because you made a shitty decision and I'm calling it out.
I don't care. I'm the fucking moderator. I don't care if it's a shitty decision.
If you're going to be a shitty mod, I'm going to call it out.
And then from you,
you only get to wield the fucking moderator if you do a good job.
You know, Mel, when you were moderator and you told me to stop talking on my panel, I agreed because I was like, I'm going to let Mel moderate this. But now if I'm saying it's going to Seth, it's going to Seth. Okay, and then it's going to you.
People to
Nobody wants to listen to
Seth. There are no planes to land. Terrorists have crashed them. Yeah, I don't know if anyone has a plane to land. Seth, say something.
I did have a plane to land. I thought I was getting to land my plane.
Are we counting words as violence?
Apparently, if you're Tyler.
Yes, verbal abuse is a form of violence, of course.
That's even harder to quantify.
Charlie Kirk is as bad as his killer.
How is it?
Silence is violence too, just so you're aware.
Oh shit, everything's violence.
Words are violence, but no words are also violence.
There's a lot of violence.
What did you want to say? Moderate Mel. What would you like to say in response to Futoy?
What Kirk is.
No, now you've enabled Futoy. He's not going to give me a chance.
Did you give me a chance? What you're saying is irrelevant.
He's already going.
It's irrelevant what you're saying, Mel. Remember?
Okay, Mel, your response. Is it irrelevant what you're saying?
I can play that game too. Oh, hear me. I want to
gaslight. That's totally what I said.
This is a one-person conversation because my name's Mel.
He's the master tonight.
You're irrelevant, Mel.
He's master.
Thank you, World Radio.
This is exactly.
Can we get some super chats for Futoy the Yap Master? Yeah,
you're
just
like a toast. You're so frustrating, Mel. You're so triggering with your nonsense.
Influence. What's the best deal?
Am I more violent because of that?
But you're still better than Seth, though.
$40.
$30.
$40 to kick him.
For $40 to kick whoever you want. Okay, special deal just for you, for both of you.
I can try harder to trigger you all and make it worth it.
Yeah, you just have to be you to trigger people, I think, Mel.
How much to kick Kirk? Is it 40?
People said I shouldn't have you on. I don't know you, but I think people have told me that. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. The name sounds like someone warned me about. Does anyone know Imperious?
Oh, he's a riot. He's basically just really energy. Just get ready for a lot.
It's like Avarice with a tiny. Imagine Avarice having a tiny dick.
There's like a 10% chance he'll break TOS, but if you get a really nice,
I don't trust Mel.
He's been better lately. I'll give him credit. He's been better lately, so maybe that's gone down.
Mel is not trustworthy.
Yeah,
I'm saying nervously not. I've been on panels with the dude, and they just ban him. He's banned from multiple panels for multiple reasons. I say hard no.
Okay, we'll have to wait. Sorry, I've been talking to other people. I don't think I've talked to you, and I think many people have told me which I could be wrong on. It's
kind of a missed content opportunity, and honestly, like you'll get more content than breaking TOS out of
She needs all the attention, all the airtime.
We've had too many TOS things recently.
He's giving up airtime because Imperious sucks all the air out of the room, Futoy. You're an idiot.
Oh, you do.
He's in the back and he's sucking. Yeah, he's right. His reputation precedes him.
Oh, yeah. Is he going crazy in private chat? That's his signature.
What you're saying is irrelevant, Mel. It's irrelevant.
No, he's not going crazy.
Let me talk.
Not crazy. Okay.
Let me be the one talking. You're irrelevant.
Oh, my God. What is this muffling noise in my ear? It's like I got a fly stuck in there or something. It's like a fly literally in my ear.
Doesn't like it, and I probably do like it.
Your mic is fucking awful.
I'm surprised. You
$150 to just ban everybody. Okay.
Hey Futoy, I think you got scammed on that really good mic you think you got.
I think what you're saying is irrelevant.
Yeah,
Wait,
cool.
What's
Do you know why what I thought you said was irrelevant, or are you just throwing a tantrum still?
I think it's when you yell in it, because right now, like, it's fine
I'm
when you're
not
talking. You were
Also-
yelling, and it's
Sorry.
terrible.
I wasn't really paying attention. Who the
No,
fuck
my
is this
mistake was letting
Imperious
them land his
person?
plane.
What's your name, Zach, or what is it?
My name is Kirk.
Yeah, his name is Tyler.
His name's Kirk.
Kirk. It's
yeah.
Kirk. I'm Kirk.
Tyler. Yeah, that's right, Tyler.
I think it's
Senior.
average female debater.
Yeah.
I wish.
Who the
This
fuck is
brings me
this
back,
Imperious
dude.
person?
This brings
He's
me back.
saying, why are so many poor
over
people scared of him?
I miss Futoy rage bait arguments. They were the best.
That's still in the chat.
Oh,
I'm just not
Testing
sure.
fucking
I'm
did?
just
No,
not
Adam,
sure.
it's
And
like
we're on.
watching two dogs
We've kind of had some
on the other
POS
side of a
things
gate.
recently. It's no
You know,
offense
Oh,
to you.
Podesta is still in the chat.
As
Hey,
soon as you
Podesta.
leave the gate, I bet you'd both stop.
Podesta, the U.S. is better at soccer than Australia. Fuck you.
You know,
That's
for once,
vague.
I agree with Imperious. Yes, Imperious people are this week.
Anyway, okay, guys.
So, anyways, for the
Man, so much
topic, if you
silence.
agree that the left is more violent, then you agree we would end civil war, which I'm actually fine with.
Mel, be quiet just for a minute.
I think it's situational.
See, I
late-
literally
think
did not
that
even get a
left-
sentence out.
It's
He
late
just
for
wants
me.
to talk over me, Confluence, and you're just letting it because you're a piece of shit.
It's late for
They
me.
talk over,
I have to
you're
tell
talking
you,
over the whole fucking panel.
Get her
it's
outta
late for
here.
me. It's late for me. It's late for me. I have to say goodnight. All right.
Oh
Thanks
no,
for
don't go, Futoy. We'll all miss you so and your shitty mic so much.
Thanks
I'll
for
miss
having me
Futoy.
up the viewings.
Futoy,
You
good
should
night,
join
guys.
Congress, my guy.
I'll see you
I
tomorrow.
swear to God, if you could replace him with Imperious and nobody would be able to speak still.
If we could get
That's
him
fair.
on a Republican seat, our filibusters, oh my God.
Damn, Testy just snuck out on us.
Yeah, Testy
Yeah,
freaking
oh,
ran.
shit.
He's gonna be like, "Oh, it got too chaotic." You
I
know,
was
I had to
listening to
leave.
him.
Blah, blah,
I was
blah.
listening to him rant about the right wing and shit before I got here. He's scared. Testy's shook. He knows.
He is shook.
So
He is. Can't handle the heat.
Well,
it actually falls in line with my profile picture. A pattern that I noticed recently is like the left wing violence tends to not be so bad when socialism's getting its way.
Exactly.
Not
So you should
because
give socialism
socialism's
its
doing
way.
good for
Sorry,
everyone.
Look at the chicken.
No,
I'm just
Type
saying,
in the chat.
if the left is less violent when socialism gets its way, then the way to deal with the left being more violent is to give socialism its way.
Yeah, the only people that are more violent when they get their
Oh
way
my
are
God.
drunk sports fans.
I'm probably the farthest left
Said when
person on this
socialism
panel, and I think
does-
that's
Yep,
the dumbest
definitely
argument.
soda. Do you have like a
But-
badge that you got custom made? Because I think the real far leftists have badges that they wear.
I do. It has my pronouns on it.
You know
Just
what? I
to
just
point out,
realized, and I'm not trying to actually shit on Testy, but when he bailed is when I said, "Hey, okay, I like this CSIS thing you posted, and it seems like it's qualifying things more. Can you possibly share the data?" And then he just fucking left. So what's that? I read the source. He sends me a source. I read it. I'm like, okay, I want to see the actual source. Where's the data? And bro dips. I'm
That's-
sorry. Am I crazy or is that what happened?
Is it
Well,
the
at
political
any
terrorism
point,
study
it's
from
a
last
membership.
year? That's
Welcome to the
political
confluencers, Futoy.
At
That's
any
And
the
point,
Testy were
political
offense.
Toy and I
Our
were-
study was
right?
better.
Oh,
at any point. Oh wow.
That's the political terrorism study from last year, right? That came out that said more right wing violence.
I believe so.
than left-wing
No,
violence.
he-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He just posted a thing. It's in the back chat if you scroll up the CSIS website, but it doesn't have any data set attached to it.
There is
So
none. It's all individual basis, case by case. They go through. Apparently, there's an instance of a white
But it doesn't have any
nationalist.
numbers. It doesn't have any numbers at all. I'm saying it has no
Yeah.
numbers. It just like, so like, what is the point of that? I guess like, what's It's saying this is how we'll code things. We'll say like we'll talk about Antifa, we'll talk about this, but so there it has to be linked to something. And I'm asking, I guess, what it's linked to. And Testy is saying, "Oh, you start talking about trans shit and Tyler went off on wow, you are running. Holy shit, you're actually running. That's crazy,
fascism, man.
That's crazy, Testy.
I came in there, Testy, and gave you a counter argument. I'm not the one that changed the subject. Mel is. All right, don't blame me for that shit.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah, and to give credit to Confluence's absolutely pro moderator capabilities, you could have jumped in at any point while Futo and I were bitching at each other and said, "No, we're going to do this instead," but you didn't. You can't. You did yet again.
Testy's
Drop the ball.
Okay.
Pro moderator
Testy doesn't talk. You know what, Mal? I told you. You know, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like my moderation. But you also, when I try to moderate, then you just like don't listen because you hate authority, which is why you're a rabid leftist, to be honest with you. So you both like criticize me when I don't moderate in your favor, but then when I try to moderate you at all, then you fucking rage, which is crazy.
You don't see your bias.
Well, right, of course. If I'm moderating you, then I'm biased.
It's never not going to be your fault. Just give up.
Like that's
You know what, Mel? This is the first time I've ever been convinced you're actually a woman.
You let Futoy ramble for 10 minutes, and I got 0 sentences out. That's how good of a moderator you are.
Cry about it.
I sided with you on the entire.
That's not biased.
thing.
No, I
Just
agree. That
throwing
can't
it
be
out there.
biased. Actually, that's a good point. That's a great.
You think
point.
that you think that's bias, or do you think it's just I have a policy almost
suck.
always of not muting people?
No,
I try to convince people on when to stop.
kind of suck.
Confluence is in this for the love of the stream, not for the being a professional panel.
He doesn't want to do the
performer.
hard part of streaming. Oh, poor guy.
I mean, it's a skill you
I
have
run
to
my
build.
panels how I
absolutely.
want to run my fucking panels, Mel.
Which is
Okay,
like shit.
you've known this for a long
so
time.
just then say it with your chest that you want to run your
I
panels
don't
like
know.
shit.
How
I
many
want to run
times
my panel. I want to run
to a
my
Mel
fucking
panel?
panel.
Confluence,
I'm
listen
saying
to
with
me.
my chest.
Listen to me. Mel is absolutely right. We are all here because we hate your panel.
Yeah, it's terrible. Very Jew coded.
It's a little too
yeah,
Jew-coded
but
for
if
me.
there
But
were a
Tyler
panel
right now,
Tyler
a better
loves the
moderator,
Jews.
I'd be
That's
on
true,
it
that's true.
instead.
That's true.
A better moderator
Well,
that
maybe
you're
there
not
is. I
banned
haven't
from
checked
for
in a
being
minute.
such a fucking annoying prick.
Wow.
But see, this is the violence against my free speech that comes from the right. So, case
No,
my case
this
in
is-
point.
Canada-
a little more violent.
Canada- far from the right. What counts as far right for the violence? Like, is Islam right wing?
Well, this is what we're talking about at the beginning.
Depends on
I
how
mean,
many of
I
the
think we're
members of your
mostly
population write
referencing
with
like
their
an
right hand
Americanized
versus with their
Western
left hand.
sense. So if you
Like,
want to
if a
bring it
population
there,
has more who write
like
with their left hand, then they're on
But
the
are
right.
they
If
counting
have more people who
terrorists
write with their
like the
right
right
hand,
wing?
then they're on the right.
yeah, I think we're acknowledging.
World
For
Race
that study specifically, at least.
this Mel with another plane in the name of the Ultra Kren. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Mel's a big fox, has big fox pants, and can handle any situation, right? I don't know what Ultra Kren is.
I don't know what happened.
But thank you, World Radio. He's probably trying to get around with the terrorize because they probably let him put terrorize. So I get that. The Ultra Kren, there's probably something that I'm not picking up there. But the super chat is like more crazy filtered than normal chats. I don't know why that is. YouTube doesn't want money. They get like 30% of every super chat.
Well, it's probably
Anyway,
because
Mel,
it
you
gets
were
more
saying something?
attention. Streamers are more
Look,
likely
Mel,
to read it on stream.
Look how I'm trying to give you an opportunity, Mel, because the super chat came in as you were talking,
Wow.
okay? Oh, Karen,
So
that's what it
generous
is.
by doing your job.
I am generous, Mel. I'm nothing if not generous, okay? Go ahead.
Then you're nothing.
No, just pay Confluence for more low effort, just sitting there and just, verbal diarrhea streaming.
I have never seen Mel stream get more than 17 viewers, so you know what? I think something's working.
Bitch, you haven't seen me stream at all because I know I'm not going to be good at it.
So then why are you talking shit? If someone else is trying to
what the
do
fuck?
something, you're the crab at the
Because-
bottom of the barrel. Just
Because I
pull the
can
other fucking
actually
things
admit
down.
that I'd have to do better more than I'm willing to do
Oh,
in
you see
order
that?
to be a
I'm
panel
trying to
host.
crawl out, have a better life, get back to the ocean. I'm gonna pull his ass down because fuck him. You're jealous and petty now.
He's
not
not
jealous
wrong,
of-
Mel. He's not
I'm
wrong.
not jealous of the fact that he has a panel. I could have a panel and I wouldn't care.
I could have one. I could have a panel right now if I wanted to. Listen to you.
I got OBS running for this virtual cam, and it's still signed
that's the
into my
first
account.
step. The first step is getting OBS in a virtual cam. So you're like halfway there. If you think about
Yeah,
it.
I'm just too. It's just too boring. Like the people here are too boring. Like if we had more like experts and stuff around here, like actual experts, that would be interesting.
Yeah, we
You know
gotta
what
get
makes
that.
sense?
Caitlin has his degree in math, and I'm majoring in
Imperious on to
finance.
talk about law.
First off, Keelan's the opposite of boring. And second, my sensei told me only boring people get bored. Just
I have
throwing
a
that out
very
there.
emotional voice.
And Tyler,
It resonates.
only snowflakes get offended by people calling you cisgender.
I'm just
Your
telling
sensei
you,
tell you
it's a
that?
slur. I'm not offended. I asked you to respect my nouns.
It is a slur. I would agree with that. I agree with
Okay,
Elon.
what's
We stand with Elon.
My noun is normal.
That there's a group of people who aren't transgender, and then using the opposite prefix to acknowledge that they're different from the transgender people.
Okay, well, take a bunch of people that are normal and call them something other than normal. It's intentionally insulting.
Oh, so you're having your normality removed. Do you ever heard? Have you ever heard of balance of normativity by chance?
No, it's not a term removed. It's
How
something
do you
removed.
We're not
expect
talking
Tyler
about
to
the
be
sex,
sensitive
talking
to
about what
denying-
gender
when you're not
is.
Denying the right for my normality to exist.
Balance of normativity.
You're
What is
denying
the
the right
opposite
for
of
my
an idea?
normality to exist. It's disgusting and it's bigoted. My normality deserves human rights.
Yeah, I don't like that you deny my cis heteronormativity, Mal. I feel like that's very untoward,
It's
frankly.
bigoted. It's
I think it's
prejudice.
pretty
It's
fucked up
disgusting.
that you're putting
It's
your
downright
thoughts above
domestic
my
terrorism,
physical
I would
reality.
say.
Political terrorism, at
Sorry
least.
that I deny your weaponization of basic language.
It's not weaponization. That's how I choose to identify.
Yeah, pretending like it's a personal attack on you.
That's
is
how I
weaponizing.
choose to identify.
It's making
Can you
it a
just respect
political
my-
weapon.
Can you just respect my nouns? That's all I'm
No,
asking.
your political weapon is
No,
dog
I'm
shit. I'm not going to respect your
sharpening it. I'm
bullshit.
just asking you to respect my noun. Oh, because
Yeah,
you don't
I am.
believe in.
Here's my pronouns right
I
here.
kind of smell the
Bethesda,
bullshit all
okay?
the way over here, Tyler. I don't know where you live, but it's really wafting.
Also, normal is an adjective, not a noun, but
It's
either way.
windy in Texas. Oh, no,
Normal
it's-
is
That's why I said
should I
normal is
respond
both a
here to
noun
here?
and an adjective, Kirk. Don't jump in when you're going to say something wrong.
It could be
Yeah, and stupid. Kirk.
Normal is both.
The
Let
adults
me
are
go grab my
talking.
normal real
If
quick.
anybody on this panel thinks they're normal, go like actually function in the real world for a day and come
I
back and
do.
try to tell me that.
I'm married and have
Oh,
a fucking
okay.
all of us
career.
are
Is that what you
function
tell
in the
yourself
real
when you
world.
go to Starbucks to buy something, then go back home
I'm
and then
married
go
and have a
stream?
career, dog. I work professionally at a corporation.
Mel,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you not have a
yeah,
job? Didn't you
corporations
say
are
you
never
don't have a
detached from
job?
reality.
I have
That's a
friends
good
and
point.
family that I openly and happily exist with in real life. Like I come on. I don't. Yeah, dude. I have a
How
real
often
life.
do you do
out there.
things that
Well,
expose
if
you
you
to
ever
people
want to have
with no
more, you
ideas?
gotta accept
All
your
the
inner
time.
instinct.
I'll have to start by
On
admitting
top
we're
of that-
terminally online around here, right?
On top of that, a lot of people I met online from Texas, we all now meet up and hang out all the time too. So
Tyler,
I-
you are performatively the most terminally online person I might know around here, just
That
on a
might be
performative level
performative.
alone.
that might be performative, but I'm
Yeah.
married. I'm out there
I
chilling.
find that ironic coming from a furry.
Your family probably wishes that you'd stream even less than you already do. If I'm being sorry,
I stream like once or twice a week for like 2 hours.
I
But
see
then
you
you're-
around here. Like, okay.
I'm on Confluence. It's literally the only thing I do right now is come onto this panel. I stopped doing
Base.
the DMZ. I stopped
That's the
doing
only panel you should go on.
Yeah,
And that
I
goes
literally-
for all of
Yeah,
you.
you
fucks.
hear that, DMZ?
I'm
Where
not-
everyone's leaving you for Confluence's panel. Time to start a drama war against
There's
Confluence.
no drama. I
We-
openly
we
told
like-
them I'm taking
we
a
like
break from
horse.
it, and they said
I've got all the
absolutely,
dirt
God
on
bless you.
Confluence
Horse is
right here.
the end of
He's
the
a closeted
channel.
gay. He's also homophobic, so there's a lot to work with there.
Man, you got me all figured out, Mal.
Your theory craft and like you're
Boom.
making
Does no one here
things up.
believe in etymology anymore? But the actual vernacular does not trump etymology. What is this comment in reference to? That's my question.
Yeah, what the fuck is
How
this?
is it cisgender?
Because I
thing?
love etymology. Okay, I'm a big fan. But whatever, I don't. What we're there's so much conversations happening that I'm not sure. Thank you, World Radio, though. But please clarify.
I do
Not
have a,
just in a normal chat. I'm not being like clarifying a super chat, but
I think they mean about the cisgender topic because that's the one that's about language and how you use
I
language.
do have a question
I don't know.
for
'Cause
Matt.
I'd be on your side, and I don't know because I would argue, like again, I said it's kind of a joke, but like the etymology of the N word is not untoward, right? It just comes from the word black and stuff in Latin and whatever, but it's still obviously a slur. Like That would be the
So it
etymological
depends on how
fallacy
it's
to be like
used.
it's not.
Yeah,
so it
right, but
depends on how it
really,
came up and stuff
there's
like
really
that.
no way there's really no way I could drop a hard R
Right,
and
so
it's like going to be seen as acceptable, right? It's what in that
Right, so
case,
it depends
really
on
matter
how it's used. Right, so it depends on how it's
No,
used and how it's
I just
used.
said it doesn't depend how it's used in that case.
Well, no, the reason that the N word is offensive isn't because it's Latin, and you compare them along the lines that they both have Latin roots.
But it's not how it's used because I could use it in any way. If I just said it, people would take that offensively, no
Yeah,
matter
it
what the
depends on-
context was. It
Have you
doesn't
ever
matter
heard
what
of
I
the
use.
used?
Because the
Why did
history.
you-
It matters how
That's almost got me in
how
trouble.
other people have used it. I would agree with that, but it doesn't matter how I use it
Yeah.
now. There's no intention I could have to make
I
it good.
just said it depends on how the word started out being used. And
That's
if you
not
look
what you
at how
said, actually,
the word
but
cisgender
that's fine.
started being used, it was
You
used in
know-
literature when you were already talking about transgender people. That's a group of people, right? That's a cohort. And your other
Yeah, I
cohort
disagree.
is everyone who's not trans, so they're cisgender. That's now
Yeah,
you have two labels that makes it easy to talk about this. And when you say normal, by the way, there are plenty of transgender people who are normal. That's called passing.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's called
normal.
passing. Yeah, it is
No,
actually.
see, there's a lot of terms that used to be medical terms.
When
Hold
I
on,
was
hold on,
like, oh.
hold on, Futoy, relax. Let me get my point out now. There's a lot
Okay,
of
I'm
terms.
sorry. You're right.
Futoy, chill. Just let me get my point
I'm
out.
sorry. I'm
There's a
sorry.
lot
I
of
don't want to be like
terms.
Futoy. You're right.
Futoy, relax. Okay, there's
No,
a
you're
lot
right.
of medical terms that used to be medical terms that no longer are because people find them offensive
Like
because they're now
retard.
used as slurs. Like retard.
And how did those
like
terms
retard,
originate?
and there's several others.
They originated as
Medically.
they originated at a normativity
They were used
bias
medically.
where we thought that comparing
wait,
people
wait. No, you can't say
to
normal.
made
Why are
sense.
you using normal? Normativity?
That's also not
Absolutely
how they
not.
originated. They originated in perfectly fine context. Like that's the same. We see this euphemistic
Retard
you
came
see
out
the
of somebody
euphemistic
being
treadmill.
slower than normal. The idea
No,
of
but you see-
retard came out of analyzing people based on if they were slower than
That's-
normal, whether in speech or in actions.
Right, but
and
now
processing
we say like
capabilities.
mentally disabled. That's like the same thing. The euphemism treadmill should be well known to you,
It's
Mel. You live in
not-
Canada,
no, it's
right?
not.
You know, we call them indigenous
No,
now,
it's
right?
not.
We used to call them
First of all,
aboriginals. We used to call
mentally
them
disabled
natives.
people slow.
It goes back.
So
I know,
again,
but listen to what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? Like words.
No,
Why
do you
don't
get
we
what
say
I'm
native
saying?
anymore? Why don't
Do
we
you
say
get what
native
I'm saying?
anymore?
I don't think
I
you
say
get what I'm
Asian.
saying.
I get what you're
Again,
saying, but
when
you're
you point
you're
to mentally
using.
disabled. We just say that there's something that most people are able to do that they're not able to do. We don't say that they're slow, for one thing, because that is how we typically evaluate.
We say they have a mental disability.
Fucking sentence. We don't
You finished
typically.
many sentences. You talk in paragraphs, but go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry. Is it that hard for you to learn more than one sentence at a
Sorry.
time?
Sorry.
Sorry, guy. No, I can't. I can't even do the fake
Wait, did
Canadian
someone say
accent. I
Soren
suck at
Kierkegaard?
accents. Don't ever make me do it. Or make me do it if you want to humiliate me. Anyways,
I
what
won't
was I
threaten
saying?
you with a good
I
time.
think
You're,
Mel just
you're a
mentioned a
bastard for
Markov
using
chain.
normativity. That's my point.
That's Aborigines, okay? But we used to call them Aboriginals, and
Also-
before that we called them natives. But the term is bad. They all mean the same thing, that you've come from the beginning. But when people start using it in an offensive way, then it becomes offensive. That's what happened with retard. It wasn't originally an offensive term. It was just their best grasp of
Until
like.
we realized that not all disabled people are slow, and then we realized, oh, that kind of homogenizes people
that's
into a
that's
group where we
you're doing
perceive
the-
people who aren't even slow as being slow because they don't perform in every single category the way a normal.
You're doing the etymological fallacy. That's what the word retard means etymologically. But it's no different than saying that someone is like mentally disabled now. We're meaning the same thing. It's the euphemistic
May I say
treadmill.
something?
in clinical language tries to be as accurate as
May I
possible,
say
not
something?
not as laissez-faire as possible.
No, it absolutely does not.
Oh, no,
what the
it's-
fuck are you
oh,
talking
oh,
about?
oh,
Please, may I say something?
that can't be true. Why would
That's just-
clinicians want to use accurate language? Well, that's so hard for
Not-
me.
Mel, that's literally not true. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. In terms of like psychiatric and psychological
Okay.
conditions, no, things just have
So
names.
if I Google right now, if I type into Google, do clinicians try to use more accurate and precise language? What do you
I'm
think
saying
it'll
the
say?
names
It'll
of
say no.
conditions. I'm
Is
saying
normal.
bipolar is still
Positive,
called
negative, or
bipolar, right? Even though it's not precise that you're altering between two polar opposites, it's still called bipolar. Borderline is called borderline. You're
And
borderline
you're acting like
between
there are no
what?
clinicians who talk
there's
about
historical
diversifying
terms
the
that-
language for that.
Yeah,
Is
of course there's
normal
woke clinicians.
Positive, negative, or neutral
Obviously.
in connotation.
So
Is normal
and-
positive, negative, or neutral in connotation?
normally it's a neutral connotation or positive, But when we examine it through the lens of people who aren't normal and how that disaffects them and alienates them in society, we can see that it can also have a negative connotation.
I would say
Depends on how
normal
you
has
use
a
it.
positive connotation.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like when you
Depends on the context.
so
Generally.
what
It
I
just
know
means
I'm
they're
equating healthy
snowflakes, right?
or
Doesn't that
better.
just mean they're snowflakes? If
I know
they're
I'm
triggered by me calling myself normal, why aren't they not snowflakes?
No, you actually are just a snowflake. I don't need you to
Well,
be
but
normal.
no.
to say
Answer that question honestly. If
People who
if
aren't
they're
normal can also
triggered-
be snowflakes. So no.
But why does that inherently, that specific thing, not make them a snowflake then? Why is their struggle valid and mine invalid?
Why is a neutral claim causing a meltdown if they're not snowflakes?
Yeah.
So for an example for how it could be positive.
Wait, is Seth Cornett Big Soda? I'm confused. Who the fuck is Big Soda?
He sounds like Big Soda sometimes,
said
but
it
it's
so
not Big
weird.
Soda.
Say that again, Kurt.
So anything. Go ahead.
Well, Mel, you're complaining about this. The point is, it's a fact that cisgender people are 99.8% of the population, so they're normal by definition.
That's majority. That's
Park's faking gay.
But it doesn't exclude trans people from being what we perceive to be normal in a social sense,
Okay,
right?
well,
Operating day-to-day
normal
functional.
colloquially is defined as the overwhelming majority of people.
I would actually disagree. That's one colloquial definition, but another is to contrast it with someone who's not normal in a negative sense. Like if you see a guy in the street and you're like, that guy's not normal, that obviously has a connotation, and it's a colloquial connotation. You don't just mean that guy is not average. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. If you say that guy's not normal, you're usually meaning that in a negative way, right?
But that also goes to Tyler's point, because he thinks being trans is a mental illness.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if I said to Mel that, like, it just doesn't comprehend to me, like, calling a man a woman and a woman a man. Like, it just doesn't compute in my brain, so it marginalizes me by having to do that. Why is
cognitive dissonance isn't a measure of how normal something
Why
is.
is
What is a
your
measure,
cause
actually?
How is that cognitive dissonance?
So,
It's
by
not.
the way,
It's just,
normal,
why is
like
your cause
normalization
You're
in
going
mathematics
through a
term has nothing
category
to
of-
do with this. So if we apply normal to statistics in the way that makes most sense, we could say that it's normal for 99.8% of people to be cisgender, and it's normal for 0.2% of people to be transgender.
So
that's normal.
What
you have
statistics
statistics
do you
for
know?
normal.
Are
and
you?
then
Do you
have-
know? Are you good with statistics? You were complaining about authority earlier.
Uh-oh. He's gonna ask
Sorry, I never spoke with authority on statistics. I know what normal.
Okay, can you do?
normalizing is
Can
in
you?
math,
Can you
so-
do? Can you do regression analysis for independent variables and dependent variables? Can you? Do you know the central limit theorem and law of large numbers? Do you
So let's say
know
I
how
couldn't. Does that make what I just said wrong in any way?
Oh my
You're not wrong, but I'm saying you're complaining
Okay,
about authority.
then honestly, I don't feel the need to answer
You are
that.
conflating what is normal for a biological system and what is normal for a collection of individuals. Okay, you're looking at statistics and you're looking at biological imperatives and saying both count as normal in the same way.
Yeah, you're changing the denominator. We're talking
Well, again,
normal. You're saying trans is a group. We're saying compared to trans, we're normal. So use the nouns that we identify as. Why are you so bigoted?
It's only an anomaly when you make the assumption that people will always 100% of the time identify with their genitals. And if you know about Evo Devo, you know that it doesn't make sense when you go from genotype to phenotype, and particularly from somatic development to neurodevelopment and from childhood to adult, for all those things to always be mathematically 100%. The body has randomness to it. It has variability, and not factoring in that variability into your definition of normal is an error on the side of the person who doesn't make that
That's
factor.
literally the definition of abnormal. 0.2% is abnormal.
Unless that
it's so abnormal.
Unless that distribution has always existed throughout humanity, so long as we had gender.
So what you're saying is because it is to be expected, it is normal.
Yeah, it's
when
a normal
you
amount of
previously
variability.
stated that it is a statistic that creates normalcy. which is
Well, it doesn't
being
create
defied.
normalcy. It's a normal amount of variability that you would expect to see in any behavioral system.
Yet
You use the word.
there's almost
for the
zero
definition.
evidence throughout history that shows that this was ever a phenomenon more than like a couple very rare anecdotes.
How does Mel
There's
always
actually plenty of
reliably
evidence,
turn
but
every
okay,
panel
Tyler.
into a trend?
And use the same like 2015 talking points that everyone's heard a million times and has already been refuted 18 times over. Like you haven't even offered anything unique. It's like it reminded me of it's like a 2015 flashback. We're having a 2015 flashback argument.
My own little study looking at the crime rates, violent crime rates, in relation to our correction on institutions. And it turns out, like, we went from 500,000 people institutionalized down to 70,000, and the crime rate doubled.
Are you saying we should institutionalize more people?
I'm saying around that time, Democrats also got a hold of all the major population cities, which were also having a real bad problem with leaded gasoline. And ever since then, those cities have never changed from Democrat.
Yeah, institutionalization is just a softer form of incarceration, and you're punishing people at that point for not being normal, which is again the violence and normativity.
If the institution is not good.
And people struggle to
people-
people either way struggle to function on the outside, right? Because they're
Zins
too
are
used to
zero
life on the
calorie
inside.
less, Chief. I'll have you know. Okay.
That's what institutionalization
You can eat all the zins you want.
Yeah, it's not there to be a pleasant ride. It's there to punish people that didn't exactly commit a crime but are still a danger to society because they are mentally not well.
It contains
So, yeah, it's punishment. It's guilty. It's guilty without evidence, or not innocent until proven guilty.
No, it's removing violence from
others.
Yeah, removing a violent factor from society. Again,
I think you could be violent towards trans people based on what you said, Tyler. So I think we should do the same thing to you. How's that sound to you?
That's not how that works.
Oh, you don't like it when the
There's
same
an
logic's applied to you.
No,
That's
it's not the
wild.
same. It's not the same
You're
logic.
normal.
Just
You don't
made
deserve
some
it because
dumb-
you're normal,
you made
right?
Some dumb shit up. That's the stupidest fucking cope argument. That's so fucking stupid. They take people who are mentally unwell
I think
and
you
danger to
argued that.
society. Me hurting an imaginary group of people that doesn't exist is wild. That's like saying I go out and attack fucking trolls. They don't exist, and neither do trans people.
He's a danger to trans people, so let's lock him up with trans people.
Oh, even better, yeah. The trans people are the guards, and we'll do a prisoner and guard experiment.
That would actually be interesting. I bet you would not
Why do
go
you
in
think?
your
Why do you
favor.
think Tyler was advocating for violence against you? What was that about?
Oh no, I'm just saying he sounds
It
like
was a
somebody
cope argument.
who would be susceptible to it.
It was a dodge to my point because
okay, that's what I thought.
massive
I was
L's,
just- maybe I
massive
missed
L's were
something.
being taken. So
You can go back. It's literally what I said. You sound like the sort of person who would do
Massive
that.
No, I know you
We're
said
gonna
that. I
bring
thought
out-
maybe Tyler said something that actually, was sounded like
just
that, but I
come
guess
off
not.
No.
I just come off of that.
Oh no, I'd call it out directly if that was the
TikTok,
case.
and his whole premise was, is it wrong to be gay? The first thing he does is bring up a study about the fraternal something about the order in which you're born determines certain traits about your personality. Turns out there's actually a factor which tends to cause people to turn gay if there's subsequent male births, right? But the study he brought up, okay, half of it was a meta study, 14 studies, and half of them were about pedophilia and sexual abuse. 1960s, 1970s.
Hey, Big Soda, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Keelan? Are you watching the game?
Well, yeah.
Big Soda, why did you bring
Turkey's-
up that study about the
Turkey's winning.
pedophiles? Can you explain that, Big Soda?
Hold on, can Seth be medium soda?
Oh, wait.
I mean, I kind of
What's
just want to
that?
see him dangle in the air for a while, and see if he ever comes back down.
Wait,
on his
Keelan,
Are you
own.
saying you want to lynch people? What the fuck is happening?
Wow, that's crazy. Mel, that is crazy.
Yeah,
You want to see
Keelan,
someone dangle in the air for a while?
I heard someone. I heard someone
According
say
to the
Kirk.
metaphor where
whole
he
point
hasn't
in
landed his
bringing that up.
plane. You fucking jerk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because Seth's
What?
black, so that could be seen as deeply hateful. And words are
Facebook
violence.
thinks
Is what
I'm
you're
dumb.
saying.
Although, I mean, a
Better watch
terrorist
your-
could also force a plane to stay in the air until it runs out of fuel. But
I'll get Elon Musk on you. He's my cousin. That Nigerian prince. Yeah, you should have sent him the money. But yeah,
you might be institutionalized first if we bring back institutions. That's the problem. You're like,
most people in the Panelverse, most people in the Panelverse are going to be first to go. This place is going to be barren if we do that.
Yeah, imagine not having people like Food Toy and Kirk and.
My whole point.
Like they're going to interview you once and be like, "You do not speak like a normal person." Straight to the padded cell for you.
My whole point about that meta study with all the surprise other studies in them was that kind of behavior is sort of getting glossed over now as the left wing keeps outreaching for all of these quote unquote marginalized groups with these hidden variables in them.
It's definitely not that, certain researchers may have had biases that were informed by the fact that you see these groups of people as, instead of living lifestyles that are, slightly different, as being sexual deviants, and you immediately associate that to pedophilia because that's the most extreme form that right wingers' minds can go to. In reality, trans and gay people have the same rates of pedophilic tendencies as non-gay or trans people. Wow, who would have thought?
Well, I think the studies he's talking about is that there is a commonality with like men that abuse like boys.
Wait, Kirk has something to say.
You might argue they're not gay, but that is like a thing in statistics.
But Mel, you're making a statistical claim, and can you do a regression analysis of the dependent variable of pedophilia?
You got a point, Mel. You got a point.
If you can, you should do it.
This is the new peeping Tom.
It's gonna catch like wildfire.
I don't think. No, hold on. If you're making a claim, the burden of proof is on you to back that claim up with statistical regression.
I never claimed that there was linear regression analysis, which is what it's actually called, done on this study, but it probably has because it's something that has been done up to the meta study level.
Okay, the name of the concept doesn't matter. Either way, you know what I'm referring to.
That's so retarded, Bill.
And it still doesn't address my point of, with such a wide outreach to abnormal groups with these extreme outliers in them hidden in the data, how do you filter those out? How do you know they're not poisoning the well? Because you are introducing sociopaths that have been excluded.
It hurts my brain.
In the graph.
That's a good point.
Which cohort are outliers more likely to affect? The smaller group or the larger group?
Hey, Keelan, how's the game?
One most vulnerable to manipulation.
In either direction, right? Like
I was
the one
going to get water.
what you want to be true too.
The Turks are currently winning, so it's not going well.
Yeah, but it don't matter. We're already in the 32.
Testy
Yeah,
says
but like
Kirk
Turkey
doesn't even know the name of the concept. Thanks, Testy.
Turkey likes soccer so much, and the U.S. doesn't care about it at all. Like if we beat them, it'd be so great.
Well, I'm pretty sure Turkey's already eliminated.
Yeah, they are, but then if they beat the U.S., they're like, "Oh, we beat the big one."
I can't wait for Trump to hand out a trophy.
This is why everything should work like the Stanley Cup. If you're not playing in the playoffs, if you've already been eliminated, then you stop playing. You've been eliminated.
We should bomb every country that beats the U.S.
Well, Confluence.
We're definitely going to do that to Iran.
The additional matches, I think, affect like who you get.
Why don't you want to drop any more bombs?
It's not just like what do they call it? Tournament format where it's like you have like 16 people in semifinals and finals. It's not like that.
I think of it kind of like a mini regular season before the real playoffs begin. Is how the group stage is seen to me.
Oh, is it like a round robin thing? Does like every team play every other team?
No, you get your group and you play everyone else in your group. And then
we are broken up into like groups. I think of 4 originally or 5.
Do you have anything different going on internally when you see a story about a Christian pastor was doing stuff to little kids versus this gender confused person was doing stuff and had done stuff to them?
Sorry, who is that for?
You, Melanie. Is there anything internally different for you seeing those two?
Government name.
Gooberment.
Well,
I
Mel,
don't know what you
sounds like you're
expect me to
stun
say.
locked. Sounds like you're
No,
stun locked.
Yeah, Mel, do a
I said
regression
that they're
analysis
both
on that.
predators. Like,
He
what else
said
do you
that there
expect me to
wasn't-
say?
Yeah, answer Big Soda's question.
Yeah, Big Soda has a
Yeah,
He said
problem.
there
bitch.
wasn't a difference.
Yeah, fuck you, Mel.
Tyler, before you say
Yeah,
that,
I'm
can
just
you do a
unlocked
regression
actually. Okay,
analysis?
so let's.
So I just wanted to dogpile. I didn't have anything to add.
I got it. Yeah.
What game are you playing?
I've
Tyler?
learned to read the room slowly,
I can't.
despite my autism.
Okay.
And that's not like a purely like, is there any rush you get when you see that a pastor did something bad?
A rush.
God.
Yeah, yeah, I kid you not. The way
Let's
people
go
would
back to the
cheer
World
Kurt's
Cup.
murder.
Holy shit, Confluence. Scott just roasted the fuck out
In
of
any
I'm
sense
just
of
getting
that question,
rock
no.
solid.
In any sense of that
Studies
question.
are actual data that back what the bouncing Furby kid's toy says from. He's notorious for making false, unverifiable claims. That's misgendering, Scott, and I won't tolerate it, okay? As long as you don't misgender me.
You've been tolerating me doing it the whole night.
Yeah, like again.
Yeah, but this is like he capitalized every word, so it just like cuts like a knife into Mel's soul, and I feel that. As an
Oh yeah,
empath-
no.
As an
Thank you
empath,
for
I
speaking
feel
for
that.
me, Conflict.
Maybe you gotta combine all the
welcome.
capital
I'm an
letters.
ally. I'm an ally, Mel. So
Yeah.
I'll do it.
That's the
I'll do it all
title-
day.
It's a real
That's the
ally.
title of his
Speaking for the people is what the number
Yeah.
one rule to allyship. You got to speak for them, speak over them.
Exactly.
The abnormal
Exactly.
people.
Silence is
down to
violence.
them.
Thank you, Mel. I've been saying that the whole time.
I didn't originally have my own oppressed group that I could be a part of, so I made my own.
Base,
What is it?
dude.
I just created a new group, and I say that something someone did in the past is actually
Fucking
oppressing me.
based. Nice. See, this is what I've been saying for years now. You're getting on board with your hypothetical.
I want to know if Mel experiences a rush, like Big Soda was asking when she hears.
But also, Mel
Yeah,
hasn't
I
even
said
answered.
no. I
Mel,
said no
Mel
under
hasn't
any
even answered
context
my
of that
question.
question.
She was complaining about Futoy, but she still hasn't. She still hasn't been polite to me.
You're not as annoying.
Yeah, but you didn't answer my question.
I did.
You have
No,
to
you
be
didn't.
21 years old and
In
hard to know.
fairness, most normal people lose you halfway through your sentence because you try to pack it with as many fucking terms as you can to the point where normal people don't comprehend.
Okay,
dumb people.
Mel, how good are you at statistics and probability theory?
Oh my god.
Better than beginner, but not much
Okay.
more. To be honest.
So what's
Wizard
the most
Kirk, do it.
what's the most advanced statistics you know? Like calculus-based statistics?
Probably, yeah, actually. But not even as like statistics, so maybe not.
So no, okay.
I'm not pretending to know more than I know. You're the one who just keeps on
You
breaking
kind of
out
are.
words that you don't even seem to know the complete format of. And then
Oh, you
know,
better be ready for
you're
Kurt's
quizzing
Well,
everybody
you
but
did
yourself
say
on
you
this. Show me
know
that
the
you know
rate
linear
of
regression
violence
analysis.
is-
I
Then
hope
I'll
you're
be
ready for
impressed.
the main
So
expansion.
for
I'll be
linear
impressed
regression
when you can show
analysis,
me
the
that you know
formula
that.
is
Direct
the
claim
formula
that you
is
refuse to
that
should all
they
talk at the
Memorize
same
the
time.
formula, guys.
the expected value is the independent value times the slope plus the intercept.
Hmm.
Independent value of slope
And
times
so-
intercept. Yeah.
And
Fascinating
so
part.
if I gave you a data set right now
Yes.
of whatever you asked, you'd be able to apply that
He just goes, yes, this guy's fucking
that
wild.
algorithm.
He'd find the
Do
line of best fit, Mel. I believe in
Y
Kirk.
equals
He'd do
mx
it.
plus b. You don't
Kirk is
believe
on
in b,
demon
but
time. Holy shit.
or no
I'm
way.
just
You
asking,
don't
does
believe
he
in
know
x,
how
y,
to
you
use the
believe in
tools
B,
that you
right?
need to actually apply
said
that,
Daniel.
that,
Good
that
to see you.
Already said yes before
that
you even finished.
equation.
the question.
Bro's got a
data
protractor
set.
in his
He's
hand right
confident.
now.
I mean, my major is literally in finance. With
Okay, so just tell me what program you'd use, and I'll be like, okay.
I could do the calculations myself.
He doesn't need a fucking program. He's Kurt.
She wants
He
him
knows
to
what a,
is the
a jerk off
calculator.
line is, or a jerk off
So
chain.
let me
What's
get
it
this
called, Kurt?
straight.
Yeah, no, that's
What-
it.
what did you
Jerk off
learn?
chain.
Jerk off
Calculator.
chains.
His name
You
is
would
the
Expand,
calculator.
you would
Every
expand
time
the
a rabbi-
equation. You would
every
expand
time
the
a rabbi
equation so
touches
you don't
his
have to
dick, he
plot a
gets
chart at
smarter.
all, or would you just plot a chart? Just let me get this straight.
It's based on how many rabbis touched his dick. That's how good he is at math.
What?
Okay,
That's so out of
not a
left field.
superpower.
Give me the fucking data set and tell me what you want me to do with it, or shut the fuck up.
Oh my god!
He doesn't know. He doesn't know if
Kirk.
he plot a chart or if he would expand.
Give
the
him the
equation.
data set. Give him the
fucking
fucking
call
data
him
set.
Give him the data set. Do it. You ain't even got the data set. You made it up.
It just
Mel's
sounds like
gonna
he's
be
never
like,
done
I
this
am
before.
the data set.
Give him the fucking data.
Yeah,
wants
do
the
it.
data.
Show me the data, bitch.
And yeah, Kirk is like the next like Blair White / like Buck, whatever his name is, Buck Angel.
He's not
Okay.
gonna be. He's not
Oh,
gonna be
I'm way more racially conscious than either of those people.
Is that what we're
The fact
calling
that you have to
racist
say
now?
it makes
Racially
me believe you.
conscious?
The fact that you have to say it is so convincing, dude. You should say it
Oh,
more.
Mel, don't
Very
say another word
Semitic
until
conscious, you
I
guys.
have the fucking data, Kirk, because we need him to do the fucking math.
Yeah, the calculator.
It's true. Yeah, send the you asked if you send the math, would he do it? He said yes. I think the burden of proof is on the burden of obligation is on you to just send some fucking data over. Okay, Kirk's way.
Kirk's been waiting for this moment forever.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll just point out that while, y'all don't even remember what claim I made, so, do better.
I'm
in
going to
that
point
sense.
out that
He
you're
said any
not
data.
pointing
claim
data.
You claim that
There's nothing
abnormal
stopping my
violence
opponent
with
from
the
also
same
finding their
rate as
own
normal
data, which
person
counters
violence.
mine, or even
Also,
shows
Melanie,
You said
With
if I
regression
send you a data
analysis.
set, could you do a linear regressive analysis? And he
regression
said yes.
analysis.
yes.
He wants the
Regression
data.
analysis.
Give
So
him
he
the
wants the data.
What
It
data
might take me a
again?
second to do the calculations, but I
Any
can definitely
data,
do
I don't know. This is your
No,
claim,
you're full
Mel.
of
You
shit.
asked him. You are
You're
full
a
of shit. This is
food
the
toy.
L Mel. L rhymes with
food
Mel if you
toy.
think about it.
Okay, so Kirk, I got the data for you. What if we
Okay.
have 0 people whose ovaries turn into testicles over a population of 7 billion? What does that
Then
look
the-
like?
Then
That looks like
then,
reality.
then the probability of any of them being actual men would be 0.
Oh, let's go. Gifted member. Oh, now I gotta
There-
see how lucky sons of bitches are. Who got these
I don't actually believe that. I actually am a little bit more pro trans than says the people on this panel, but I gotta fit in with the crowd.
membership?
Yeah,
Kobe
yeah,
got
no,
a
that's
membership.
actual thing.
Scott got a
No.
membership. Andy
Also,
and
Lady
Seth.
balls drop.
For
You go to
intersex
better people if you think about it.
I think you should be
Also-
calling Mel insufficiently trans and trying to out trans Mel.
The testicles,
Yeah.
by the
You,
way.
you guys should have a trans off, okay?
Ovaries turn
Yeah,
into
Mel, force me into your
testicles.
clothes.
Windmill. What the fuck, Kurt?
So if there was a 0% chance of that happening, there would be literally
Who?
0 men on the planet.
What?
You could be Kirk's Meltor.
This is how sexual development in the womb works. You start with ovaries. They're a little bit
In the what?
nondescript compared to
You
real
don't
ovaries.
start with over. No, that's not
What?
true.
What?
I would say
You
it's
do start with
you
Oh,
kind
I'm
of
sorry that you would.
in a
Fail,
vague, like,
I'm sorry that you would fail
No,
biology 101.
that's not
but
that's not
okay.
accurate. That's not accurate. You don't start with ovaries. I would, if you say you start in some like female kind of form, I would agree with you. I think that's
I
accurate.
really just
burn,
said
okay?
nondescript ovary.
You
So
No.
shut
womb
the
development.
confluence
Just
and let
say
me
it's a
finish a
male or
fucking
female.
sentence. You
You have to
fucking
wait till it's
baby.
fully
formed
to say it's male or
vagina.
Yeah, that's true. I should never interrupt a fool when they're making a mistake. That's true. Kokomo,
Yeah.
let's go.
Sorry
Gift
for
membership.
asking you
Who
not to have
got
a
that one?
tantrum.
The chatter
If it's
thing, man.
a
Memberships
male
are
or
in
female in
people.
the
Let's
womb,
go.
how is it not a person?
Oh, tying it into abortion. We're hitting all the
Yeah.
classics.
Yeah, let's like not bring our ADHD into this, okay?
Kirk,
How about
if
that?
If you're gonna play
You-
confidence,
you're
that's
the
the
one
most
who
you
moved
can
goalposts.
do is just wait for him to make a mistake because he's
We were
going
talking
to make
about political violence.
Mel, can you explain to me the difference between the central limit theorem and the law of large numbers?
And do it
No.
using the example of illegal immigrants. So we can hit all
I
the
wanna
subjects
know-
tonight.
So
What you
basically,
think about training the behavior to deny reality does?
You don't know this thing, so basically
can't
you
trick
can't
me.
talk about
You
statistics
can't treat me
ever.
like that, Big Soda. You little fuck.
I love it.
You are Syrthing right now, Kirk. That's a fair call.
yeah, but the thing is, like, it's insulting to people who actually know the mathematics when the mathematically ignorant speak as
Welcome
if
to
they
somebody who actually knows biology and psychology on a panel that's afraid of trans people.
Know what a woman is.
You haven't gone to college at all.
You
Okay,
don't
I don't
know
think you
shit.
graduated fucking high
Yeah, that's
school.
the only way anyone
You
can
didn't
learn
have
stuff.
the
That's a good
data.
point, Confluence.
Hey, well,
You
there's
can't
nothing
even
wrong with that.
You can't even give any data set. You've been asked to give any data set because that's
And
what you
everyone
said
who
you
goes
would
to
give.
college
You
can
can't even
provide data
find-
sets. That's
you
also
can't
a
even
really good
find a
point.
data set to send
Yeah.
over. Like,
Yeah,
what's going
Find a
on?
data set.
Yeah,
Where's your
that's what people who go to college do. They provide data sets the whole time. Good
Where's your
point.
fucking data
We
set?
haven't
Huh?
even asked for
think if you-
metadata.
My
data set's
right?
bigger than
any
yours,
data
bro.
set.
My data
That's
set's
a
bigger than
problem.
yours. Okay.
You don't have a
One.
data
You're not even
set.
asking
Okay,
for a
first of
bigger
all.
No, you're
Actually,
talking about
that's very
statistics.
affirming for me,
When you
Confluence.
don't
So
know,
thank you for
You could find
making
the
my
perfect data set if you set
thank you
your
for
mind to
removing
it.
the
It's given
visibility
you the
of the
opportunity.
largeness of my data set.
I
Can you read to
created this.
children? Does your data set
I'm not
hang out?
playing into your weird gynecophilia, okay, Mel? I'm not going to do it.
Oh yeah. So it says the people who are afraid of having a small penis and definitely don't have phallophilia.
Hey, 2 inches is not small.
You take that
It's not
back.
normal either.
Even if it's just an inch and a wrinkle, she'll feel it
You've
if
done
you're
a
going 90
regression.
miles a
Whoa,
minute.
whoa! Now,
Smell.
look at you.
That's a linear
fucking
regression.
Normal shaming, body shaming, and normal shaming. It's just
Wait, it's only a
standards
linear
for
regression
thee,
if it's
not for
not
me.
curved. Sorry, Tyler.
You
What
know,
were you
go get a
yapping
tape
about?
measure. Okay, let's go get a
I'm
tape
gonna
measure
game
right
out,
now.
remember?
Oh my god.
Yeah, whip it out. I measure from the
Dicks
asshole.
out.
Yeah. Okay, where do you measure from? The top or
Slap
the
him on the
base?
table, everyone.
Pull it out 13 inches and flop it around, then pull it out 2 inches and try to flop it around.
I feel bad for anyone who's
Yeah.
13
See?
inches. That's like
This is what you started,
unmanageable.
bro.
Just pushing rope. 2
Like
inches
clothes
is
are not
plenty.
designed to handle a 13 inch penis.
how big is
Like how we
yours,
started
Mel?
at who does more violence, and now we're talking about dick size. Okay.
Well, how big is yours,
Oh,
Mel?
I mean, the
Kirk-
dick slap is pretty violent if you
Kirk-
ask me.
That's a private question, Kirk. That's a private question.
You never ask a lady how big her dick is, okay, Kirk?
How big mine?
And just like it's just so pervy to ask a trans woman that specifically.
Sorry, do you subscribe to the Chicago school of dick sizes or the Austrian school?
I'm more of an
I
Austrian
think that's an
type of
actual
guy.
Yeah,
thing.
speaking
There's
of which,
an actual
metric-
museum of dicks.
Metric is the only way to measure the size in reality.
You have to factor in the yaw.
Measuring your dick in centimeters is crazy work. Okay. I'm just
Okay,
gonna
but
say
do we
that.
go from the base or
It's
the?
bigger.
Okay,
There's a South Park episode about this.
Yeah. You have to,
See, in
you have to factor in
inches-
the yaw.
In inches, I'd be less than 1, but in millimeters, I'm 14. It's much bigger.
You know, that's a data set you could pull as dick size, Mel, if that's what interests you. There is a data set on that. If you want to see if Kirk can do a linear
I'll get all up in that
regression
data
analysis
set.
on a dick size data.
Yeah, but you actually didn't.
I'll
You
set
have
that.
to get. You have to tell me what the dependent.
I'll split
independent
that
variables.
data set into MATLAB using linear regression analysis based on the
fucked up
very
part is
limited
there's probably
equation
a
that Seth
strong
gave.
correlation between dick size and tendencies.
Very
to
limited
violence.
equation.
Kirk, it's
But-
multinomial.
You guys want to make a bet on it? We can
No,
go on
bitch.
Kalshi or something.
I'm at the
Let's
level
make
where
a
I can do
Kalshi bet.
No, the only
PDEs.
determinant of race size is IQ, of dick size is IQ, and that's why whites have the biggest dicks.
No, it's foot size. Everyone knows this. And I'm a size 20.
Testosterone for IQ, which does relate to dick size.
No.
but-
I think dick size is directly correlated with how big a truck you drive.
I think
Oh, yeah,
that checks out. I've
definitely.
heard that before.
And how many
That is
truck
true.
nuts are on your tailpipe or trailer hitch?
A dually means your dick's so small you piss on your balls.
I think I heard
We got
Dr.
lots of dualies
Fauci
in
say
Georgia.
that.
That sounds like something the dude would say.
I just want to know,
I
why
miss
don't we
the
have a
dude
triplet
in a
yet?
weird,
Or
toxic
quadruplet?
kind of way?
Why don't we just keep America should just keep adding wheels to that back axle?
You're gonna get. Oh my god, this is such a. Oh, where's K2?
Yeah, I was thinking about K2 and the dually was mentioned.
So, what do you think would be the maximum escalation of left wing violence? Like, how would the
shit.
left wing help Nazi Germany if it did? Because we all have an idea of how it would happen under
I don't know,
Trump
probably
already.
like the Stalinism stuff, right? I think we have like the only thing I would say, the only olive branch I'll grant to the leftoids,
Stalinism.
okay, is that a lot of times
Nice
the
meme.
intentions aren't like super evil, whereas like maybe you can say that about
Oh my
everyone, but I
God.
feel like Hitler's intentions were possibly worse. But like if you look at someone like Mao who killed way more people, that's I think Mao is probably mostly mismanagement, not all of it, but like
Yeah.
mostly. Right. And so
Yeah,
it's like
that's
it's almost
true.
like incompetence with like trying to do something that you have this like ideological utopian goal, and then you fuck it all up, and then you kill like 100 million people or however many people like
Yeah, well, the thing is, nobody likes the Reds. Whenever the Reds are around, and there's
which you haven't been
There's
here
like a
long enough, okay? You
there's like
understand.
a society that like it has to deal with communists, generally hates communists, and communists generally hate that society. They want a great reset of some sort of that society.
Oh.
It's inherently evil. We need to fix it.
Great
That's
reset.
why.
Yeah.
Also, which is when
Yeah,
How many
that's why-
communists have
Sorry to
actually said the
interrupt you,
word
Tyler.
"Great Reset"? How many communists have
A
actually
lot
said
of-
"Great Reset" in their literature?
It was a general term based off of one
yeah,
communist.
none is the answer. If you're actually literate,
One
none is the
actual-
answer.
No,
Mel, did you see Mark Carney talk about the
Please.
New World Order recently at the G7?
He's
The
not
reason
even
why
a
the
far
brown
leftist.
shirts always win is because they at least don't hate the society they're in.
Confluence,
their
you know
version
that
of
there are two
collectivism
other
is
parties in
embraced.
Canada that are farther left than the Liberals. And you're talking about Mark Carney like I should be vouching for him or something?
Well,
what the fuck?
Tyler, there's
I'm
like
saying- I'm saying
evolutionary
if he's
socialism.
talking
I'm glad
with
y'all
the
brought up Canada.
with policies that lead us.
Yeah,
to
some
communism.
rich insulated liberal
left
is
wing's
talking
not
about some
violent.
bullshit that
5%
doesn't
of
matter.
deaths in
Wow.
Canada are due to euthanasia right now.
Fit our ideals that we think.
I can't hear you over Mel yelling. I heard
Well,
something
sorry,
about
Confluence just has
evolutionary
to say some
communism.
dumb shit, of course, and fuck up his own panel.
I'm saying,
glad
I'm
that y'all
saying
brought up
you're
Canada.
shocked about like Great Reset when you're fucking liberal,
Yeah,
person
and I
you
asked
probably
which
far
leftist-
to, freaking Skeletor himself.
Mark Carney's not a
Let's talk about the New World
you
Order.
politically illiterate fool.
He's this is what you fucks always do. You say like this guy who's like Mark Carney who has so many left wing policies. You're like, well, I have this like
No, he's
this
not. He's
utopic version of the
we
left.
have two further left parties in Canada. You fucking dumbass.
Do you know? See, you call me a dumbest. Do you know how fucking stupid that is?
Illiterate.
That's like
That is
take a
literally
right wing
politically
party.
honest
If
talking
I
right
take,
there.
shut the fuck up. If I take a
You
right wing
rich
party in
liberals. You
Germany
think
and
the
I can
rich
point
liberals are
farther
speaking
right.
for the far left. You're an
Do you know
idiot.
there's farther right parties than the AFD in Germany?
Yeah,
I would still say they're very
Carney.
right wing.
We love how rich he is. Good point, Confluence. You're very smart.
You guys
Keep
fucking
yapping,
love
you
Bernie
fucking idiot.
Sanders. How much money do you think Carney
He's
has?
like Bernie Sanders. That just
How much
shows how
money-
politically illiterate you
How
are.
much money do you think Carney has? How much money do you think he has?
Oh my god!
Did they score?
Holy shit, that was incredible.
So
Sorry.
Are we still
The
losing
left
to
wing-
Turkey?
No, it's tied now.
Sorry.
that's fine.
Big Soda, did you see that shit?
Not
I
did.
can just
Oh
believe on
my
the rip
God.
that Canada has less violent crime. But
I'll probably record it and put it
as
into
they have become more
the
left wing,
Discord.
their rates of euthanasia have
Fuck, that was
risen.
insane.
Does that count as violence?
No, because
mind
people can
I've
do it
looked at the
voluntarily.
laws,
That was
and
better
than-
the
Oh my
index
God,
of
ask your
tax on
question and let people
native
answer.
Very
aborigines,
easy.
they
Good
say
night.
sick people, injured people, old people can be euthanized, and at the end of it, native aboriginals. 5%.
The amount of people in here
of
that should
deaths
have their
are
own
due to
show
euthanasia right now.
that just want to ask a question and answer it themselves with nobody else actually answering is crazy. Because no, euthanasia in Canada is not violence because it's done voluntarily. People can seek that, and it's done through a very regulated process to make sure it's not done to people who either aren't entitled to it or who don't want it.
Mel, you don't know fuck about fuck.
That's what they
Okay,
said
both
about-
about May.
Okay,
I haven't looked
Also,
into
I just
how
wanna-
made in Canada works, right? Yeah,
I
that's
just
all you
wanna-
have, Confluence. Like you don't know
just
anything.
wanna-
Like you're such a loser.
No, hey,
Canada?
why don't you let me
Dude.
speak? Why don't you let me speak, Mel? Because you were just wrong about what you said. Because I
Because
fact
you start off your
about
talking
Mark Carney. I just want to go back to that just to show the audience how fucking retarded you are, Mel. Mark Carney's net worth
Maybe
is
start
6 million.
close
Bernie
as
Sanders is like 3.5. They're like in the same fucking class. You're acting like Mark Carney's like some omega rich person because you know fuck about fuck. You actually know fuck about fuck.
Policies actually attack the rich and Mark Carney's don't. That's what I said.
You said he's super rich. You said Mark Carney's super rich, and I said, well, Bernie Sanders, and you said they're not even the same thing.
The difference is that Bernie Sanders actually stands up to the rich because he's actually a far leftist. Because it's about policy.
Maybe you should have said that before you got called out and pivoted.
Far left, holy shit.
Yeah, first of all,
Bernie Sanders became a millionaire, he went from saying tax millionaire to
somebody who the far left would stand for in 2026. You are actually literate. You just throw shots at people who you don't know what you're talking to. You take shots in the dark and you throw shit at the wall to see what sticks because you're afraid to know your enemy. You're afraid that we might actually be right. It's not my fault.
You're so chronically wrong, Mel. Like, it's almost impressive.
Show me any communist group in Canada that has supported Carney. I guarantee you there's zero. At the very least, they struggle. At the very least, they struggle with supporting the ND fucking P over the Green. And the only reason they do that
I already addressed this to say there is an existence of a niche party that goes beyond the left or the right means nothing. Like I said, there's more far right parties. Let me fucking finish. There's more far right parties in Germany than the AFD. The AFD is still quite far right, I would say.
Confluence. Are you fucking dumb?
That's your rebuttal?
Yeah. Do you think that the NDP is a fringe group? No, it's like Labour in the UK. It's basic leftism.
First of all, they don't capture much votes. But you said
Carney's not even leftist enough to be in there. So your comparison was bullshit.
You said two parties, right? So what's the next party that you have in mind?
The Green Party.
Yeah. How many votes do they get? You dumb fuck. How many votes does the Green Party get? You absolute retard. Holy shit.
The only reason that communist parties in Canada or communist groups in Canada struggle to support the Green Party is because they don't win. And that's why they try to support the NDP, even though it doesn't go far enough for them.
Yeah, that's why I call them niche fucking parties. That's what I'm saying. But that's like that. You can't say that the liberals aren't left wing.
Yeah, so Canada's really parties. Color me shocked. I never claimed to
okay, and I guess Germany never has any right-wing parties because we could go further than AFD. Yeah, you still haven't addressed that example. That's cool.
Did she just ask to be black-faced? Color me? What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, very word, Mel. You made a lot of like weird. Definitely don't.
Why are you silent on black voices, you cuck?
What I don't understand is how you can be so emotional about your beliefs and yet not defend it with logic.
It's called being awe-inspired by how absolutely politically illiterate Confluence can be while he speaks like he's not.
Yeah. Tell me again how big the Communist Party is and how it matters because the liberals.
When did I say the Communist Party was big? When did I say it was big?
Well, I called it a niche party, and you seem to balk at that when I called it a niche party.
You have to make up shit now because you're a little weasel.
He called it a fringe party, and you said Confluence, you absolutely politically incorrect douchebag. Why did you call me that?
Huh?
That is basically what happened.
He called it a fringe group, and you started crashing out.
Well, you can take fringe to mean two ways. Confluence meant the even more politically literate way, which is how many votes you got. But usually fringe means outside of the normal group of people who represent that side of the group.
An outlier is
anyone who's not retarded would know by that. I meant it's not popular. They don't get any votes. They're very small. It's a very small party. And so I don't know why that would like factor into Canadian politics any more than some far right party in Germany, like I brought up, would factor into the
NDP actually gets seats. The NDP actually gets seats.
The NDP is not the Communist Party. The NDP is not the Green Party.
And federal legislator.
May I steel man his position? So it is improper for Confluence to use the word fringe in this context because it means an outlier in the popular demographic.
I just said that there's two ways that you could take it, and I took it to be the less politically illiterate way, and naturally he meant it in the more politically illiterate way.
Wow, that's such a good point, Mal. Instead of just acknowledging that words have different meaning.
The only way to measure how fringe a group is, you fucking moron.
If someone's talking about a fringe political party, they probably don't mean the Republican Party, for example. It doesn't matter how extreme Republicanism gets. You wouldn't call the GOP a fringe party unless you're a fucking retard, Mel. Nobody would. So that's an autism thing on you. That's not on me. That's just like, that's how words are normally used.
Regularly shows that the NDP has way more supports than it gets at the polls, but whatever.
Set up that straw man.
Not talking about the NDP. That's not a straw man because she's saying that fringe.
It's not. Even if not fringe as an ideology,
hyper extreme. Even if
something can be fringe statistically, something can be fringe statistically or fringe as an ideology. You can take it either way.
It sounds like you made it up
on your part. I'm the only one who seems capable of acknowledging this.
So what do you think is stopping? I guess you're saying it's not fringe. So you're saying a lot of it's very popular, the Communist Party? In what way is it not fringe?
It's fringe in terms of how many votes it gets at the polls. It's not fringe in terms of Canadian sentiment and how many people are far enough left to actually vote NDP.
Really? Not NDP. Stop pivoting to NDP. We're talking about the Communist Party and the Green Party. That's what I said.
I said
never
NDP and Green this entire time. Stop trying to shift things so that you have an territorial advantage that you purely have to make your weasel.
You can go back. Anyone can go back. We can go back. I never called the NDP a fringe party. Not a single time. Never did.
Wouldn't communist groups in Canada support NDP and Green over the Liberals? And the answer is yes, you fucking idiot.
Obviously, I would never say they wouldn't.
Thank you. You finally acknowledged my point without throwing tantrum. Finally,
you can't even follow a simple discussion, Mel. It's fucking crazy.
And the point was that Carney does not represent the left here, so you can't use him as an example. It's utterly dog shit.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
I can. I know what to
by left. Does he represent the far left?
No,
he doesn't.
Politically illiterate, at least.
Oh my God, Mal, you're just incorrigible. It's fucking, it's almost impressive, but it's also deeply disturbing.
This is what it's like talking to someone who's politically literate when you're politically illiterate, but you don't want to believe that you are.
No, it's really not. It's really not.
Okay.
There's a lot of politically literate people that I disagree with vehemently. You are not one of them.
At least I know what I don't know. At least I know what I don't know, unlike you, Confluence.
Have you ever heard of unknown unknowns, Mel?
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know. And I try to eliminate that as much as possible, too.
Yeah, but you're always not going to know what you don't know if you think about it.
So one of the problems, Mel, with statistical models is that they can't account for things for which there's lack of quantifiable information by definition.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Tell us more about how statistics work 101, like we're all in our first day.
I don't think that's a statistics 101 concept. That's a
life
101. That's a life 101 concept. You
don't think that your first day that going to the statistics class.
You should know that before you take a statistics class.
They're going to tell you how to use statistics.
You should know that. You should know that before you take a statistics.
Thank you for demonstrating you haven't actually taken a statistics class.
First of all, I have taken a statistics class.
Yeah, and the first day they would tell you how you use statistics and what you use it for.
How many stats classes have you taken above fucking like junior high? You fuck.
Tells you what statistics is for. Well, maybe not first page.
I literally took a statistics class last year before the summer started.
I know. I'm talking to Mel because Mel is. I agree. You don't need academia, but Mel does this thing where she'll pivot to academia. Pedagogy. She has no academic experience whatsoever.
This is just basic
literally
pedagogy
none.
again.
Never been to any, and then she'll
and
literally
you've never
use
anything
this
about how pedagogy works. So you don't know what a textbook should say.
You absolute dumb fuck. Learn how to say fucking words before you try to correct
you
me.
Have. I've probably read more textbooks than you have, front to back, and I know.
The point is,
any introductory textbook will tell you what this thing is for and how to use it.
Mel made a claim. How many textbooks have you read front to back?
I'd say over 10.
30,
over 10, but under 20 if I'm being conservative.
Well, it sounds like Confluence wins because he's read over 30.
That's true, and I'm being conservative in mine. Okay.
Okay, so Confluence, how many textbooks have within their introduction or their preface would tell you what this subject is for and why it matters?
Sure, a lot.
Most of
Probably-
them, if not
probably
all of
most
them,
of
because
them.
that's how pedagogy works.
Stop pronouncing it wrong. Pedagogy.
That's definite. That's even worse.
What I'm saying
That's
now
how it's
is
pronounced.
my point. Well, my whole point was yes, you would learn that in
Pedagogy.
statistics, but I'm saying you would learn that before you learn statistics. If you just have basic life experience, it's basic life experience that there's things that you don't know, and so you should be open to new information that challenges your beliefs. That's
You're so deep. Wow. Thank you so much, Sensei. Tell us more.
Mel, it sounds like
You
you
won't-
can't stop interrupting people. Okay.
Futoy.
I mean, at this point, there's just no point. I would just be giving myself the lower hand for no reason.
See, there's always a reason for why when you do it, it's fine. But when other people do it, it's incredibly
it takes
bad.
two to
There's always
tango.
there's always some justification. See, you say you know what you don't know, but you actually don't, because you do all these like psychological bypasses that you are completely unaware of.
Oh, I just don't expect that it takes two to tango, because that's how it actually works on panels. But okay, good one, Confluence. Good psychoanalysis. You're definitely not a moron.
Just saying something to think on.
Mel, if you're complaining to someone with a psychology degree, someone majoring in finance, a mathematician. I don't know what I know what soda and says, but you're complaining
And a
about
big
academia.
soda.
A big soda.
Two sodas.
Two big
And-
sodas.
and medium soda as well. And you're complaining about academia when everyone on the panel with
When did I
has
complain
more
about
than-
academia?
You're saying that we don't have the relationship with academic training or whatever, or we don't have expertise.
No, I'm just saying you kind of, if anything, make it sound like you haven't gone through that with the way you talk about it.
I haven't. You're right. I don't claim to be an expert.
Thank
I
you.
definitely know more than you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
I have 73.
If you think so. If that's what you have to tell yourself, dude, then I honestly feel bad for you. I pity you.
Why
You
is
hear that,
it
Kirk?
not okay for someone to know more than you?
No, it is. Like I said, Imperious is someone who's demonstrated his knowledge in law, and is someone who I'd bring onto my show if I wanted experts to discuss something like law. Or at least semi-experts. I wouldn't maybe call him like an official expert.
That's interesting.
Why does status matter? Can't you just check? He was offering to check your work.
Huh?
Huh?
Repeat yourself? I didn't hear what you said.
Why?
Okay.
Why does the authority or expertise matter when you can just check each other's work? That's peer review.
When they've demonstrated it, then I know that I can defer to them on something.
How would I demonstrate that I know more than you?
Well,
I'm sorry, Podesta, you guys are picking us off.
around these
What
neck
I'm
of the
talking about.
woods, we tend to prove it through the arena of debate.
Debates are about sophistry, not about intellect.
No, well, it actually depends on what you make of it. You make it like sophistry when you're like, have you ever done
Crazy word.
regressive analysis before? No, oh, I win.
I'm just saying.
That's not.
For all
If
you
you knew
super
anything about
smart people
statistics, you
here.
would realize that being able to find the relationship between dependent and independent variables is one of the most crucial things for interpreting statistics. That's not sophistry.
Yes, it's also something that you're really only
It's
stoked
science
about in
of
like your
proof.
first year.
Do you know the science of proof, Mel?
Sorry, what?
The science of proofs. Do you know what that is?
I haven't worked with proofs. I kind
You mean
of like I get mathematical.
proofs? What are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Mathematics. The science of proof
Yeah,
is
like how you can bring all mathematic down to set theory, basically, and stuff like that. Sure.
that's such
And Plato
bullshit.
is-
Gödel's incompleteness destroys that.
I'm at least aware of it that you can do that.
You
I've
can't do
never
that,
done
though.
it.
You
You can't
literally
do that.
can't. It's impossible. It's the whole
Gödel's
point of what
incompleteness
Keelan
theorems
just said.
proves there's theorems that are true but unprovable given a finite set of axioms.
Like the Riemann hypothesis, yeah.
No, Gödel's incompleteness
Riemann, however you
theorem.
want to pronounce it.
Christ.
That's like saying you can turn every equation into sines and cosines.
That
which
was
you
the
can do.
most buzzword response you could have possibly given.
Okay.
Riemann's.
Likewise.
That's literally just the biggest name in mathematics there is, and you threw that out there.
Riemann.
Yeah.
No,
No, the
No, it's
biggest
not.
Euler. Okay, come on.
no, Euler isn't even.
Riemann's
What is?
hypothesis is $1 million
Euclid.
question.
No, that's true. It's pretty viral.
Not Euclid either.
That's the closest I've got to
Fermat?
actually maybe trying to do something
No.
myself because I had some ideas. But
If someone's
I
working
realize
on
I'm
it,
not
it's
smart enough to
probably
do it.
Riemann.
Gauss.
Pythagoras.
Gauss.
Gauss, yeah, Gauss is a
Correct.
huge one. Faraday.
Giga Chad Pareto versus Virgin Gauss.
Oh, Gauss is such a Pareto. What?
I mean, Gauss is just the old school one. Pareto
Gauss-
is a
Gauss was the
specific
dude
kind of
who
distribution
discovered,
that
like-
some things map onto, especially in biology.
Well,
Yeah, am I
Pareto
thinking
is
of the right
what
thing? So Gauss proved so many things during his lifetime that they stopped naming things after him and just started naming them after the people who figured them out after he was gone.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, at some point it
Gauss
does
was
get
a smart
confusing.
guy, but the Gaussian, when for people in the finance world, the Gaussian distribution is overused, right? It's really the Pareto distribution that matters.
I agree.
We're not.
Yeah,
We're not
A lot of
talking
times people
about-
just don't know that they're using something else.
I thought we were talking about math, not statistics.
Dirac is another big name that often gets overlooked, and the
What about
Dirac delta function.
Fermat? Okay, ever heard of him?
Have you watched the video of
guy's
the dude
pretty
who
big.
solved Fermat's last theorem? He's just
By
a
who?
quiet British dude.
I don't know.
Andrew Wells.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I do. Know.
He solved it using things that there's no way Fermat would have known about. And everyone's like, was he just bullshitting us? Or are we missing something?
Yeah, he did some he was either mentioned or did a collab with one of my math education channels I watch, like Number File.
Or
'Cause that's
blue
all
one,
I
or
can
three blue.
handle.
What about three blue, one brown?
Yeah, but like I said, I can't really. I follow it for 10 minutes and then it goes over my head like halfway through the video, and I'm like, I'd have to restart the video or just give up. And I
Also,
usually just give up at that point. But
Stand
I
up
like
math
math.
is
Also,
superior.
Keelan,
I'm a
statistics
big
is a branch of
Matt
math.
Parker fan. I love Matt Parker.
Statistics
Kurt,
is
it's a meme. It's a meme. Mathematicians say statistics isn't math.
Stand up maths is superior. That guy actually does some crazy good math in his show.
Yeah, Matt Parker.
you say mathematicians. Statistics is a branch of math.
I understand this, Kirk. I'm saying it's a meme. It's a joke. It's like we're not going to learn statistics.
It's like
That's how
Peeping Tom. Okay, it's meant to be funny.
6 out of
It's
3
because, like,
people
you
don't
learn-
understand
you learn
fraction.
In undergrad, you don't really learn the underlying math of it because it's really complicated. So it's like we're just taking these things as things that we're not proving, so it doesn't feel like real math.
Okay.
Okay,
Can't even
unfortunately,
fucking integrate the normal distribution. What are we doing?
Confluence has to go to bed. Mel, I appreciate you. I know we
I
fight,
don't
but
appreciate you.
I like talking. Well, that's fine. I'm not going to change my stance. I like talking to you, Mel. Like triggering you. Good to see you. Wait, Testy's saying wait for what, Testy?
He's saying wait to hop
You
on. So you're just memeing when he says
Testy wants
statistics
to
is
jump.
math.
Now you jump on.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh,
I'm memeing when I say
Running
anything
for
about
so
that, 'cause
long.
Everything
you're
is
getting
math.
off? Oh, that's
Everything is math.
unfortunate.
Yeah, how unfortunate. Wow, Testy. I guess you had incredible business to take care of that all of a sudden ended now as I'm leaving. You little fuck.
It was. I mean, the whole thing was a shit show. It would not have been productive. But
No, Confluence, you have to keep going until the U.S. Turkey game finishes.
I
Yeah.
think that's good. Based on the fact that I don't know how long soccer games last actually, but it
Only
started like
22
2
more
hours ago.
minutes. 22 more minutes.
That's past. Conflict has an incredibly busy weekend. Okay, incredibly busy.
wait, what are you doing this
No, you
weekend?
don't.
Confluence is moving out of his Taiwanese
What?
parents. Yeah,
Where
No.
you? What? Is your? I guess your
Mhm.
lease is over. That sucks.
He,
No,
he
no, I
also
just-
wrestles
I want,
little people on Friday.
I'm getting a place of my own instead of one occupied by other people. So,
Damn,
but
you're
moving
up
is a
to that promotion. You're moving up in the world.
yeah. I got that, But yeah, so moving fucking sucks though, like for real.
Do you have
No.
a car?
That's not that bad.
Not yet, not yet.
Well, I
First
would love.
things
I'm
first.
sorry we couldn't have the discussions. Unfortunately, you have to leave now.
Yeah, wow, what a shame. What a shame.
And
Testy.
Keelan,
Fucking coward.
you're so good at math. You're so good at math. You really should consider working as a quant.
Was that like
Damn, get a room, guys.
Yeah, get a room.
Fucking
The
quant.
hard thing for me, Kirk, is that I like pure math.
We have to go-
And like,
Yeah, you like pure
The
math.
things
Okay,
you
we
get
can't
paid
do the
for-
math stuff. We have a hard out.
You get
Okay.
paid for the most as a
Wait,
mathematician,
hold on, Keelan,
either
speak.
with the government or in finance. I really hate finance.
Why do you hate finance? Because you think it's run by Jews?
No, it's just so boring to me.
That's
On
why
that
I
note-
hate it.
Thank
Also-
you, Kokomo. Thank you, World Radio. Thank you, Testy. Thank you, World Radio again. Thank you, World Radio. Thank you, Food Toy. Thank you, World Radio again. And thank you, Objective Ethics with the Hot 20. Final words, anyone? I'm hesitant to say that because Kirk's going to ask a question. No questions, just
Well,
final
No questions, but the point is, if you like math, quantitative finance is basically just math.
My final comment is anything you ever state as a fact, Kirk, from now on, I'm going to ask you for a regression analysis. So you better have that at the ready.
Final comment, make sure you tune in tomorrow for conspiracies of con theories.
We
And
actually might have to push that back, unfortunately, based on my moving stuff. Unfortunately.
no, that works out. That works out.
So you're
I'm not sure
going
what-
live tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to go live tomorrow. Honestly, not even sure about Saturday. It just depends because I'm getting the internet and all the shit hooked up, and so I just don't. I'm not sure. I'm not confident.
I'll run a show for you.
Yeah, that's true. You know, you and Anston both. You know, I could give you both the keys, and you could just like destroy everything.
I mean, I would trust
Opposite
Keelan.
directions.
I would trust Keelan way more than Anson.
Yeah, well,
Anson, you'll come back
yeah.
and it's on fire.
I'm telling you, like, if you gave me the opportunity, we would only be watching anti-colonialist things. The
Oh
entire
my gosh.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what?
probably.
Maybe Anson ain't so
Maybe
bad.
Anson's the better choice.
Yeah.
All right. God bless you guys. I will hopefully be on. Yeah, I don't know about tomorrow. I'll hopefully be on Saturday, but you know, I will be back maybe in a new place the next time you see me, depending. But we'll see. Right. 07s guys. Take care. God bless. Bow, 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 bow.